Hello, Mid-Michigan. Yes, the countdown is on. Beal City, Sacred Heart Academy, first round of the D8 MHSA playoffs here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The only problem, the only issue is we are now audio-only coverage as we have hit the MHSA playoffs. If you want to watch this game, the only place to do it is the NFHS Network. I have got a subscription. I highly recommend you do so. But we have got you covered here tonight. Adam Gursky is going to be down on the field getting some fantastic highlights, dealing with the cold, dealing with the rain, so we can make one of those sweet highlight videos like we did a bunch last year rolling through the playoffs. But this one is going to be special because it features two of our ultra-local teams in Beal City and Sacred Heart Academy. And this is actually Sacred Heart Academy's 11th or 12th trip in a row to the 11-man MHSA playoffs, because when they went to division, or the eight-man in 2018, it wasn't because of a lack of success in 11-man football. It was just because the numbers dictated things. Well, they've got the numbers back up, and they are ready to go for 11-man football. It is the Woods Household Appliance pregame show. We'll talk about the best seat in the house, brought to you by Woods Household Appliance throughout the evening, along with our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report will be coming up. We'll talk to you from the Barberry Law Studios all night long, built by Konwinski Construction. You know, we'll have our Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming up after this one. And score updates will be brought to you by Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. And also throughout the night, we'll be talking about the Weefrich Financial Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. You've heard me talk a lot about these two teams throughout the year. I've been able to catch up with a bunch of the players. I know these teams very, very well. I am so excited for this rivalry to be renewed. And it is the upstart, very young Sacred Heart Academy Irish going against the defending state champion Beal City Aggies. They are a big favorite here today. But as you say, you got to play the game. In these rivalry games, you never know what could happen. It's a little slippery out there as well with some precipitation. So, oh boy, I'm expecting some fun things tonight with Beal City and Sacred Heart Academy here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. But as I said, you've heard an awful lot from me throughout the year. And so I think what you would rather do is hear from these coaches. And so I've got things set up. You are going to hear from myself and Coach Gross. Then we're going to have a commercial break, and you will hear from myself and Coach Wheaton. And when we come back, it'll be right around time for kickoff here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. It is the Woods Household pregame show. Here comes my conversation with Mr. Coach Gross right after a commercial break to hear from some of our great local sponsors. This is the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and our Woods Household Appliance pregame show. Weefrich Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefrich Financial. Weefrich Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit weefrichfinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefrich Financial, member SIPC. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Imagine a home that reflects your style. With WW Construction, that dream will become a reality. As a trusted Mid-Michigan builder, WW Construction specializes in builds and remodels that turn ordinary spaces into extraordinary ones. Join the growing family of homeowners who trust WW Construction for quality and craftsmanship. Call WW Construction today at 989-621-2722 to make your dreams a reality. Chris Bachman, Coach Gross, hanging out in the coach's locker room here. Coach 9-0, 6 times since 2000. And it's one of those, it's incredible to say 6 times since 2000, but it's still a really, really tough and an amazing thing to accomplish. What's the first thing you think of when I say 9-0?
Oh, I'm just proud of our guys. I mean, it's like you said, it's really hard to do. It's not easy to win that many games and not have something not go your way, or have a little problem here and there. So yeah, just proud of the guys and the way they've handled the season, the way they've prepared, and the way what they've done to get us to 9-0, and that's what I'm most proud of.
Make you take a little bit of a deeper dive here. We talked a little bit about you being able to see Drew score a couple weeks ago or last week. I always like to ask coaches what it's like to watch their sons and daughters. I feel like it was a little bit different this last week at Ithaca because he had an amazing game. In particular, the first half that he had was just incredible on both sides of the ball. Have you been able to step back and watch it a little bit as not a coach, as a dad? Did that happen in the moment during the game? I just feel like that's a fun question to ask.
It doesn't happen in the game. For me, I don't know if some other people do that, but for me, I'm coaching the football game, and I don't call plays to get this guy the ball a lot, or I do what's best for the team and try to do what's working. If it's a pass play and Kyler has 300 yards passing, great. If it's a jet sweep and we feel like Drew is the guy on the right side, and he runs the jet sweep to the left, and we find something on the left side that we like to go at, then he's going to get a couple more carries. And and if it happens, do we find something on the right side and Gary's the guy, then Gary's the guy. I don't necessarily, or there's times where teams are really selling on our jet, and next thing you know, Bucky has 250 yards and 4 touchdowns. So it's just a kind of matter of what's working. So as far as do I sit back and look at it, yeah, I mean, I knew, and yes, he did have a really good game. I think that's one of them things I'll have to sit down at the end of the year and maybe watch it, type of thing. I mean, I've seen the highlights, and it was, they were cool, but I don't know, my focus kind of switched right over to Sacred Heart, to be honest with you. I mean, it was a big win against Ithaca, yeah, but it's like next game, and I know it was really cool because Coach Hesbrook told me at the end of the game, he said, hey, you guys got a great team. He says, but just one at a time. He says, one game at a time. And that's coming from a guy that knows. I mean, 69 games in a row. Yep. They got that streak up there. And that kind of meant a lot to me. He's like, he's kind of giving me, he's like, hey, one game at a time. And so almost my focus right there just kind of went, okay, I better get, not that I didn't know that, but it's like, it's still nice to be reminded sometimes, it's like go play Sacred Heart, take care of Sacred Heart, and then go from there.
Yeah, and they've got a really cool matchup now. They get to go rematch against SVL, who beat them with a last-second field goal. So
and I still feel like that team was banged up and this and that. And, I mean, they had the Rondi kid back, and he threw the ball really well. I thought we played really good defense against him. And but I still think they can make a run. I still think they can. It wouldn't shock me if all of a sudden they were in a semifinal or the finals. It would not at all.
Yeah, and those wide receivers would run and juke me all over, but they would even say they should have brought in a few more of those passes from Ronnie as well too.
Yeah, I mean they had a couple. If they'd have just caught a few more passes, man, the scores 14-20 at halftime, maybe or whatever. But they didn't, and we made some plays, and I liked where we were at, but that's why they played the game, I guess.
Talk about the environment. The atmosphere there. As soon as I came on the air, I remember, me and Gursky are about to come on. I said, zoom in on that rainbow out there, man, because there was just a rainbow off in the distance. It was just kind of what's at the end of the rainbow, the biggest football game of the year. And I remember he said, turn around and look the other way. And I turned and looked the other way, and it was like at the end of Field of Dreams. You could just see car lights going off each side for as far as you could see. It was pretty darn cool.
Yeah, first of all, they have a beautiful spot to play football. I mean, the field and what they've done with all of that is it's a sweet place to play a football game, and especially for a Division 8, Division 7 team, they just have it's the best around. I mean, so that part is really sweet. I hate to say I didn't notice any of that stuff because I don't notice any of that stuff. When I'm coaching, I do know that there's a lot of people there or whatever, but it took me till halftime to notice that there was a scoreboard or like the TV behind us. I don't notice that stuff. I'm too busy coaching the game. Hopefully, I think that's a good thing because it just keeps me focused on what I need to focus on. So
I would say that line lasted well into the first quarter of people trying to come in. And I've thought this year, curious to see what you say about this, that throwing the football against you guys it's kind of like a little bit of poison. You might think it's going to work, but with the athletes that you have back there, the Gatro brothers, Kyler Smith, Trey Gatro, Garrison Zucker. It's just incredible what you have. At one point, they're going to go and get one, and that happened 3 times in the first half. Is that something that, I know when we talked about the experience coming in this year with the defensive backfield, it was something that, but I feel like they played really, really well, because that passing attack from Ithaca, they're going to get some yards on you, but you got to wait and take your moments, and they absolutely did.
Well, I think our DBs played an excellent game. I mean, they prepared all week. They played really well. Avery Small I thought Avery Small, he might not have had an interception, but he played a really good football game. And in my mind, he was in the right spots. He made the tackles when he made the big tackles. He broke up a pass. And I know he didn't have an interception. And, you go by them stats, but, not just Avery, but as a collective whole, the best thing is they're getting better every week. To me, it's like Grady's a freshman, and he's getting a ton better. And guys are starting to know where guys are, and they know what their buddies do. You know what I mean? So it's that cohesiveness is really coming together. And that was kind of one of the question marks at the beginning, because we lost Owen and we lost Kyle and we lost, Drew, and you lost all these. Oh man, how are you going to replace them? Well, I knew we had some athletes back there. They just haven't had the time. And this was a really good game for us going into the playoffs for those guys to, work on some of that stuff. And if you did give up a big one, at least it was in this game, and it's not a game that's, can send you home. So I'm very, very happy with the way they played. And, they're getting better each week.
Yeah, like I said, a team throws the ball 40 times. You get 3 interceptions. That's a pretty darn good ratio.
Our goal going into the game was to get two interceptions and not turn the ball over. If we felt if we did that, we had a really good chance to win the football game, and we got 3, and I don't think we turned the ball over. Well, we did turn the ball over once. Kyler got picked once. So, but still, the 2-0 ratio was right where we needed to be.
Favorite play or moment of that game?
Well, my favorite play probably was obviously for me was when Drew ran that kid over to go in the end zone. Number 25, I think it was. Yeah. He just lowered his shoulder and said, "Get out of my way." That's my favorite because he is my kid.
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, I don't know. I still think that for some reason a couple of Bucky's runs, Braxton's runs, were just
the way he's running.
He just run downhill and just boom. He gets there and he's physical and I don't know. There's a lot of plays in that game, but to me it was obviously Drew's, and then a couple of Bucky's runs, and I don't remember exactly which ones, but man, he just boom downhill, and they didn't know what to do with it.
I think I said, you try to think of a way he falls forward at the end of the he's
got good forward lean.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
He's got this. Well, but it's like a bulldozer at the end of the run that he turns into. It's like he makes the contact. He puts the punishment on the tackler.
He runs physical, for sure.
And then
he runs physical.
And that then allows him that when he keeps the feet churning, instead of just a yard or 2, sometimes it turns into 6 or 7.
6 or 7, or yep. And those are things that you need as you get farther in the season.
Yep. Now the environment, similar. It's going to be like that in Beal City. First time since August 25th of 2017 that you guys have played Sacred Heart on the gridiron. You remember what you were doing in August of 2017?
I don't know. Was I coaching?
I don't. That's why. Was that your first year? Because I would have been calling the game. I remember
pretty
that.
Sure. I know I coached against Sacred Heart, so I'm sure I was coaching that game.
All right, yeah.
Was it home or away? I can't remember.
I think it was here the last.
If it was here, yeah, I don't remember. That's too long ago. I'm too old to remember all that stuff.
Well, I'm gonna try and make you go back even farther. Back to your days in school. What do you remember about playing Sacred Heart? Not necessarily just in football, because when I went back and looked, you looked like you were pretty successful in football, but just all the sports, the family, the community, yada yada yada, and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, it's Sacred Heart. You know those guys, and I remember when I played a lot of summer baseball, I played with Scott Pratt and Mike Seastead and Joe Albaugh and all those guys, Jason Johns. I played with those guys who were Sacred Heart guys, so I remember playing them. I remember had some good gridiron battles with Johnny Hunter. I think we were both there at the same time, so we played each other. You wanted to beat him so bad, but at the end of the time, the next thing you'd go out on a Friday night or Saturday night and you'd be around those guys. So, I mean, it's a big rivalry, and that's what I remember about it back in my time. It was a big rivalry, but I still love some of those guys to this day. So
yeah. What do you expect from them Friday night? And again, they're a very, very young team. I said it at the end of when I was putting together the highlight reel. Freshman center, freshman quarterback, freshman tight end wide receiver that caught a touchdown, really good freshman running back, but it is, again, some injuries that they're dealing with and whatnot, but they're still going to be very, very fast and athletic.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're not freshmen anymore. They're sophomores.
Touche.
This is the second season, so they're sophomores. So they got experience. They got, they know the rivalry, and they know they're not, they might not have played in a football game like that, but those kids know the rivalry. They played them in baseball in the districts, and Sacred Heart got the best of us. So some of those baseball kids are for us and them. They know what that's about. So we're going to get their best game. They're going to be ready to go. I mean, we obviously probably are the favorite, I guess, if you would go to Vegas or whatever. Yeah. But, I mean, that doesn't matter. You got to play the game on. And when you get rivalry games, it doesn't matter who's got a 9-0 record and who's got a 5-4 record. It's it's going to be a dogfight.
Yep. All right, Coach Gross, thanks so much, man.
Yep, thank you.
Hi, I'm Attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Bogwai Banga and Bradley on Main Street in Mount Pleasant provides uncompromising integrity when providing tax and accounting services to individuals and small businesses in the Mid-Michigan area. Bogwai Banga and Bradley has an expert CPA ready to help you, whether you're an individual that needs help with taxes or a business that needs help with, just about everything. Bogwai Banga and Bradley is a leader in the community and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Visit them online at bwbpc.com or stop into their office on Main Street in downtown Mount Pleasant. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291. Martinez Lawn Care, just like our local football teams, can keep your yard looking good deep into fall, and we all know winter is coming. Call now to get on their snow plowing schedule. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group is Mid-Michigan's #1 team for protecting what matters most to you. Home, auto, life, farm, business. They offer a wide variety of coverage at affordable rates with the customer service of a best friend. Visit Brickner and Buckner Farm Bureau Insurance Group on Pickard Road or visit them online at bricknerbunkerinsurance.com. Chris Bachman hanging out with Coach Wheaton in the history classroom. Should I put it that way?
Middle school social studies.
Middle school social studies. All right. 5-4, first year back in 11-man football. You guys are back in the playoffs, actually extending a streak of, I believe it's now 12 straight years the Sacred Heart Academy's made the 11-man playoffs if you go back. And so I knew that was something that would kind of throw you for a little bit of a loop right there. I want to do that. But your thoughts when I say back in the playoffs, first year back in 11-man and extending that streak?
Oh, we're excited. We didn't know what to expect at the beginning of the year. I mean, we had a pretty good idea who we were going to have and what we wanted to do. But new territory for us, and not brand new territory, but it was new territory around here after 8 years. But no, I mean, if somebody would have told me, that you're gonna win 3 of your last 4 games, have a winning record, and make the playoffs, 14 weeks ago, I'd have been like, okay, I'll take that. After everything that's kind of went up and down this year, we're excited. We're happy to be here. So
yeah, and for people who don't know, 2 of your key guys, 2 of your best players, 4 of them, but I'm talking about Gator and Hank, you know what I mean? It was a Max and Boyd.
4 starters.
4 starters have gone.
Actually, it's 4 players, but 8 starters.
All right.
So it's 4 on both sides.
Yeah, so. But when I think of Gator and Hank, those are just 2 guys that I've talked to so much over the years. I know I'm sure they're still being great leaders from the bench right now as well, too. Mm-hmm. But losing those guys, I knew was going to be a big deal. And this past Saturday was my first look at freshman quarterback Jackson Moore. more. I was really, really impressed. How fun, how joyful has that been for you to see a freshman be able to step into that role and just really thrive?
Oh, it's the first time really as a coach that I've been sitting back and watching. Like he's so much fun to watch. And he's a lot more fun to watch when you start putting it all in perspective, and he's a 14-year-old kid. I typically coach kids that are between the ages of 15 at the youngest and sometimes 19. He's as young as the kids that I teach in school, and I teach middle school. He's got very little high school football experience to begin with and very little overall football experience to begin with. But watching him out there is a lot of fun, and it's exciting to think about what's coming. So.
Are you more impressed with him running the football or throwing the football? Because you had told me how fast he was, but when he got out of the pocket against Lake City, he threw it really, really darn well.
Yeah, he's getting better every week with throwing the football. Again, he's 14 years old, so you've got things like hand size and arm strength.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That haven't been. Yeah. Those are things that are in his way right now that aren't going to be in 2 years, kind of thing. So he's just fun to watch all around. He's a great athlete anyway. So we have a starting quarterback. We had one before he came, and we're going to have another one next year, whether it be him or Gator, whoever it is. But either way, he's going to be exciting to watch, whether he's under center or not. So we're just excited about the future, and with a lot of really good young players, we're going to make the best out of the rest of this season, however long it is, for those seniors that have put in all the time, effort, and energy over the years. So.
Yep, and Leland Martinez going up and making that one catch kind of over two defenders. He's another freshman. Talk about how much fun he's been to watch as well.
Yeah, it's same. It's like these kids, these ninth grade kids play like they're juniors in high school. And, sometimes they carry themselves that way. These guys are all very calm, cool, and collected. They don't get too excited. They're extremely coachable. They've all been really a lot of fun to coach, and I think anybody on our staff would tell you the same thing. So,
you going against Lake City, I think they had 12 or 13 seniors. You guys had 5, and I talked about it a bunch throughout the game. Of just it was cool to see. You could see the desperation on both sides of the football of those guys. They wanted to win their last game so bad. They knew this was it, and then you had a bunch of guys that knew if they win, they get one more, and if they win that one, they get another one. In particular, there was a block that I'm sure you saw, Caleb Strauch had, where he just kind of moved a guy, down the field and just kind of took him right out of the screen. Yeah, took him right out of the screen of the play, and it made me think of the, the blind side kind of thing, where he just kind of carried that guy. Talk a little bit about how cool it was to see that desperation from those seniors out there giving so much effort.
No, they played so hard Saturday night, and as a coach, you're like, well, I wish they play hard like that every down, but they do, and they do for the most part. We start talking about the limited time that you have in high school football at the beginning of the season, and nobody really sees it until it's right in front of your face. And now I think a lot of these guys are starting to see it, like the kids that are juniors now. Like take Hank and Gator, for example. They lost out on 5 extra high school football games that they could be playing in, and now once this thing ends this year, they're the seniors. Now they're only guaranteed 9 more games in their lifetime. Ever in their life. So, it's hard for them to see that. Like it's hard for them to see that big picture. Most teenage boys and girls for that matter, they see about 5 feet in front of their face, and that's all they see. But, we start talking to freshmen, hey, you're only guaranteed, you are guaranteed, right, 36 more football games in your entire life. You are guaranteed the same number of football games that you're going to play baseball this season, right? Or basketball this season and part of next. These are big events. They're big points and big times in your life. So you need to treat them that way and take advantage of each one every Friday night. So
yeah, it's the old saying of, you hear the pros even say, well, our back's up against the wall. Like I said, sometimes it needs to smack you right in the face before you realize, oh man, this is coming down to the end. Cotter, Andres, Lynch on defense, the 3 of them, they're just kind of all over and everywhere. In particular, you had Levi Lynch at defensive tackle for a while, and they couldn't keep him out of the backfield.
No, they're all 3 of them are a problem, and they just because they fly around and they play so fast. They're not the biggest guys in the world, but they're extremely tough. They're our 3 toughest kids, without question. They play in the spots where they need to be that way. So, they're reckless with their bodies. Sometimes that scares me a little bit, especially with what's been going on around here. But there's nothing you can do about that. You can't leash that. That's just the way they are, and that's how they play. And
Coach Gross has used the term bad intentions a few times, and he's saying, I don't want them to hurt anybody, but that's the way you have to play. And I feel like reckless with your body is kind of bad intentions type thing.
Yep, and I think they're very similar to that. Every single play on defense, especially, they are flying around with the idea that whatever direction the guy's moving in that has the balls is going to be going in the opposite direction, and that's just and that's what we want from our defensive players. So yeah, those three guys they've been big for us. It's three juniors. All three of them are back. We're excited about that. Yeah. So.
Yep. Favorite play, favorite moment from the game Saturday night?
I think it was probably the first down catch on the sideline from Jackson to Joey. We had to get a first down there, and Joey ran the flat pattern, and he got just past the sticks, and Jackson put it. I mean, it was kind of a late ball, like he threw it.
You talking the toe tapper to the near side
toe
for me?
On our sideline. I think that was one of my favorite plays, and I thought that was just a huge play at the time. It set us up to go down and kick the game-winning field goal. It was a really, really good play. It was a good play by Jackson, and it was a great play by Joey. So
first time since 2017, it's Beal City. It's Sacred Heart. It'll be your first time coaching in this football game, but you've been a part of a number of Sacred Heart Beal City playoff battles on the softball field. You know what the environment it's going to be like. It's going to be pretty sweet there at Frank A. Schaefer Field, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it's Halloween. So my guess is that there'll be a lot of adults there for the first half, and then the kids will start showing up. Who knows? but yeah, it should be. It should be a packed house, and it should be exciting for everyone. It should be fun. Who knows what's going to happen? But I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it'll compare. I think it's going to be a completely different atmosphere than a Sacred Heart Beal City softball game. But
the games you guys have had the last few years, man, I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat. I'll say.
Yeah, it's just a different game.
Yeah,
it's just not the same. So.
And what are you expecting from Beal City?
The same thing that we see on film. There isn't going to be a team that we've played all year or in most seasons that play as fast as Beal City does. And I think that's always their advantage. They're just so fast, like off the ball on offense, off the ball on defense. Their defensive guys fly around too. And they like you said, Coach Gross said, they fly around with bad intentions, and we see it, we know it. They have athletes like we have athletes, and they have kids, that want to bang heads like we have kids that want to bang heads, and so it's going to be a test that we haven't had yet this season, and we're looking forward to it. We're excited about it. If this is happening, that's a good thing for us. I mean, if this game is happening right now, that can be nothing but good for Sacred Heart. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, and what's it going to take to get that W?
We're going to have to match that speed and intensity, and if we can do that, we could be there in the end. That's the only way that it works. So I'm expecting that, and I'm excited about that, and looking forward to it.
All right. Coach Wheaton, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Chris, thanks.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Malley Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Malley Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Malley Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant. Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome back to Frank A. Schaefer Field as we are just about set for kickoff. We're all just about set for the national anthem, I shall say. And so we will be sending it out one more break here on the Woods Household pregame show as we get you ready for kickoff. The Beal City Aggies, Sacred Heart Academy. Kyler Smith, the junior under center for the Aggies. Jackson Moore, the freshman under center for Sacred Heart Academy. We'll be back with the opening kick right after this.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Malley Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Malley Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Malley Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside our Barberry Law Studios built by Konwinski Construction, and we are ready to go. The Aggies, the Irish, on the gridiron for the first time since 2017. Much love going out to our Woods Household pregame show, along with J&J Auto, Blockco Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Revics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, along with our friends at CNC Enterprises, your headquarters for all things Red Wing and Irish Setter boots, along with all of your Carhartt gear you need for working. Especially with the winter coming around, you want to go see Levi Taylor and the crew to get you set up. Sacred Heart Academy will get the football to start this game. Kicking things off will be the sophomore kicker, Connor Sienkiewicz. The junior kicker, Connor Sienkiewicz. Back deep to receive the kick is Nico Vasquez and Tegan Duffy for Sacred Heart Academy. Here comes the kick. It's going to be a line drive fielded by Mark Karimi at the 25-yard line. Turns it here to the near side, now to the far side. He's going to be brought down just outside the 30. The Irish will start, I'm going to call it their own 31-yard line. Again, audio-only coverage now that we're here in the MHSA playoffs. We've got Adam Gursky on the sideline doing the best he can to get some highlights down there, dealing with a little bit of rain out there as well. But here we go, first down and 10 for the Irish, for the young freshman quarterback, Jackson Moore. Snapping it to him is going to be a freshman center, Walt McDonald. But then you've got Caleb Strouk, Martin Ha, and Brendan Irvin across that offensive line. And Hank McDonald, a big miss out there at left tackle. Going under center is going to be Jackson Moore. It's an empty set right now for the Irish. You kind of have a wingback back to the left of Jackson Moore. Two wide receivers to each side as the freshman quarterback goes under center. Wants to run a quarterback draw all the way. He's going to be brought down by Ben Gottschalk and a couple other Aggies on the play. They're going to give him 2 or 3 yards. I'm talking with Josh Wheaton. He knows they're the underdog in this game. He knows how explosive that Beal City offense and defense is. Matter of fact, coming into this game, Beal City averages 45 points per game, and their opponents average 3 points per game. I'll say that again. Average score this year in Aggie games, 45-3 through their 9-0 start. Shotgun look, running back on each side of the freshman Jackson Moore. Tegan Duffy lined up behind all three of those guys. Be a handoff to Duffy all the way. Tries to find some room to the far side. He's got nowhere to go. In on the play is going to be Mr. Aaron Locke. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. And that's where, if you're Sacred Heart Academy, you want to pick up that 2-3 yards there still. You can't be getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage. But a great play up front from Aaron Locke. It's now 3rd down and 8. Last week we did see Jackson Moore go to the air very successfully against Lake City as the Irish won that game 31-28 to move on to the playoffs. Catching the ball, running the ball for the Irish, it's Tegan Duffy, Maxim Boykin-Lynch, Joey Andres, Levi Lynch, Mark Karimi, Kyvan Rose, Nico Vasquez, Brody Collin, and Leland Martinez. Line up at wide receiver to the near side is the aforementioned Brody Collin. It'll be the same formation we just had a moment ago, pistol formation with 3 running backs in the backfield, 2 to each side of the quarterback. Tegan Duffy lined up behind all 3 of them. They fake the handoff to Duffy. Pressure right away. Drew Gross is going to bring down Jackson Moore in the backfield. Big-time sack as Drew Gross continues his excellent play. He was our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game last week as he had 3 touchdowns in the first half. He also had a sack, got in the quarterback's face to help force an interception. And so Drew Gross with the sack on 3rd down is going to force a punt. That's going to make it 4th down and 18. That's what you did not want to do if you are Sacred Heart Academy. You didn't want to have to punt this one right away. Bit of a high snap, not a lot of pressure. It's going to be a decent boot out there. He'll take a bounce at the 40. It's picked up on the run by Avery Small. He's got an opening across the 20, across the 10. Avery Small to the house. Touchdown, Beal City. They don't even need a play. It's a punt and return for a touchdown for Mr. Avery Small. On the year, Small has been absolutely electric. 21 carries for 249 yards, 5 receptions for 126 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Add another touchdown to that total. He's now got 7 TDs on the year. Beal City with a punt and return touchdown. They go up 6-0, and they don't even run a play. You talk about the Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. You talk about the Bills custom fabrication of the game. What a play there from Avery Small. It was a short punt. It took a bounce, and Avery Small saw the way that it bounced and knew he was going to be able to pick it up on the run. Where he got it, since it was such a short punt, and again, it was a lot of height on the punt. It wasn't a bad punt. It was just a little short. There was 3 or 4 defenders that had ran past where the ball was going to land, so there just wasn't a whole lot of guys in the way of Avery Small after he picked that one up, and he takes it to the house for the touchdown. 6-0 Beal City. We had a penalty on the extra point. Beal was going to come out and go for the 2 after they marked it off, but instead it's going to back them up. Thanks to some of our great sponsors here today: Martinez Lawn Care, Bogwai Banga and Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunkner Insurance Group, Block Electric, The Diner, WW Construction, Pure Plumbing, Hanging by a Thread, along with GNS Mechanical. And if you're watching on Facebook, you can see the link below in honor of Kelly Schaefer, the Kelly's Kids Fund to help kids here at Beal City. If you are able, please donate to that in honor of Kelly Schaefer and all the things that she did here at Beal City, so those kids can continue to be helped out. In the story I shared last week, I'll share it again. Aaron Bukovich talked about one year there was some kids that got nominated and got into the homecoming court that maybe didn't want to, didn't expect to do so, but Kelly was going to make sure they had everything taken care of just like anybody else would have done so. And the extra point up and good. Avery Small with the punt return for a touchdown. 9:01 left to go in quarter number 1. Beal City is already up 7-0 on Sacred Heart Academy. They didn't even run an offensive play. It was 3rd down. Rolling out the throw was Jackson Moore. Drew Gross into the backfield for the sack to force the 4th down and 18 punt. Then it's returned to the house by Avery Small, about 50 yards or so. Again, I don't have it exactly, but we'll put it as a 50-yarder. And so Sacred Heart Academy is going to take right back over offensively, but now a little bit more of a desperate situation here. Out to punt this one away, the junior, Connor Sienkiewicz. Back deep to receive it, the aforementioned Tegan Duffy, Nico Vasquez. See if they squib it again with Vasquez and Duffy. If you can keep the ball out of their hands, it's a good idea. It will be returned by Vasquez at his 15-yard line. Tries to find some room to the far side, makes one guy miss. Jacob Upton, Grady Gatrill there to bring them down together at the 34, 35-yard line. If you're Sacred Heart Academy, you're down 7-0, 8:53 left to go, first quarter. You don't have to score here by any means, but I feel like you want to move the football on this possession. At least get yourself a first down or two to give your offense a little bit of confidence going forward. Out there defensively for the Aggies, Drew Gross, Nick Irvin, Ben Gottschalk, Aaron Locke across that defensive line. You also hear the names Gavin Connors, Hunter McDonald, and Jacob Upton. Gatrill, Wilson, Bukovich at the linebackers, Small, Gatrill, Zucker, Smith in the defensive backfield. Zucker creeping up towards the line of scrimmage here to the near side. 3 wide receivers set. It's going to be a pitch all the way. Duffy's got to turn it back inside right away. Hard hit out there. J&J Auto collision report from Mr. Wyatt Wilson as he buries the ball carrier in the backfield. There was nowhere for Tegan Duffy to go on that one. Wyatt Wilson, the defensive MVP for the Beal City Aggies. Doesn't really matter who you ask. They're all like, man, Wyatt just seems to be in on every single play. And one of the most impressive plays I saw from him last week was chasing down the speedy quarterback Gibson Rondi. He didn't tackle him, but he pushed him out on the sideline for no gain. It was a very, very impressive play from Wyatt Wilson. Going to under centers, Jackson Moore. Tegan Duffy lined up in the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the near side. 1 wide receiver split out to the far side. Single coverage that way if Sacred Heart wants to try and attack it. It is a fake. Jackson Moore wants to throw. He's flushed up in the pocket. Drew Gross chases him down from behind. It won't be his second sack of the day, but another tackle at the line of scrimmage for Mr. Drew Gross as his defensive line play just continues to be all-state type material. 3rd down and 7 for the Irish. Jackson Moore did a good job stepping up in the pocket on that play, in my opinion. There just wasn't any receivers open downfield. Give credit to that defensive backfield. Garrison Zucker, Avery Small, Grady Gatrill, and Kyler Smith. And you also got guys like Bukovich, Drake Gatrill, Wyatt Wilson that can all drop back into coverage as well. Also out there at linebacker right now is Jacob Upton. Shotgun look now for Jackson Moore. 2 wide receivers split here to the near side. At tight end to the left, you've got Leland Martinez out there. Here comes a 3rd down play from Jackson Moore. They want to throw under pressure right away. It's complete to Duffy. He's got to make one man miss. There's going to be a flag coming down in the backfield for a late hit. Drew Gross isn't going to be happy about that call. It was very, very close. I'm very curious to see my main man Adam Gursky's highlights from that one, as I know he was right on top of that play. 7:03 left to go, first quarter. 3rd down and 7. It would have been 4th down and short after the completion, but I think we're going to be adding some yards to the play. Waiting to see the exact call from the official. It will be a personal foul and a late hit against the quarterback, and so a personal foul will give a 1st down to Sacred Heart Academy. And so I said, if you're the Irish, you don't have to score here, but you want to move the football a little bit. You now have. You're now inside Beal City territory here on your second drive of the game. 7-0 Aggies with the lead with 7:03 left to go in quarter number 1. It's Brody Collin now at quarterback for the Irish. He takes a shotgun snap, fakes it one way, they go the other way, trying to find some room out there is Mr. Nico Vasquez, but Wyatt Wilson is there. Woo! Wilson read that play all the way in the second J&J Auto collision report for Wyatt Wilson on this drive. Man, he is good from his linebacker spot. Covers side to side so well for this Aggie defense. And talking with him, I mentioned about having guys like Aaron Locke and Drew Gross playing on the outside. He said, it's awesome. I know I've only got to cover the middle. Both those guys got the outside locked down, and that's the type of play right there where Wilson's really able to attack on that reverse. They were ready for that action from Sacred Heart. It's now 2nd down and 15. We've got 6:10 left to go in our first quarter. We'll have updates coming from Clare, Saginaw, Swan Valley, Mount Pleasant hosting Bay City Western, and Ithaca taking on Saginaw Valley Lutheran. We've got another flag down in the backfield here. Very short run on the play for Sacred Heart Academy. It'll be 3rd down and 11. We'll have to depend on the flag here. This one was thrown in the range of where it could be a holding call going against the Irish. update brought to you by our friends at Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Clark Modular Homes. 7-0 Ithaca up on Saginaw Valley Lutheran. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. A revenge game there for the Yellow Jackets as they fell to Saginaw Valley Lutheran by 1 point earlier this year, 23-22. Late field goal won it for Valley Lutheran. The Yellow Jackets, I got a feeling they're going to fare much, much better in this one. Gibson Rondi much healthier now that they're in the MHSA playoffs. Set holding penalty will back up the Irish. Call it first down and 20, or second down and 20, pardon me. With that young team, if you're Sacred Heart Academy, this is not the situation you want to put your football team in here. Looks like Brody Collins going to remain in at quarterback in the shotgun. Wide receiver, couple upbacks to the right of Brody, the left of Brody Collins, the far side of the field. It goes to Duffy. He's trying to find some room. He's going to pick up maybe 3 or 4 yards. Gavin Connors, Wyatt Wilson coming out of that pile along with Kyler Smith. 3rd down and long now for the Irish. Was his play 6 of the drive here, I believe. Could be goofed up with those penalties. 3rd down and 17. Clock continues to move. 5:26 left to go here in quarter number 1. Aggies leading the Irish 7-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Punt return for touchdown from Avery Small. It's got the Aggies in front. They haven't even ran an offensive play here. Shotgun look for Jackson Moore. The freshman quarterback's going to have to go to the air here. Drew Gross has been trouble in the backfield a couple times they've tried going to the air. Quick throw is going to go over the middle of the cream. He looks to get a couple blockers up the middle. He's going to be leveled by Grady Gatrell at the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down and 10 for Sacred Heart Academy. But at least you're now in Beal City territory. You could maybe think about going for it here if you want. But it's going to bring up 4th down and 9. We'll see what Wheaton wants to do. Fourth down and 9. Jackson Moore is lining up like they're going to go for it here. 3 wide to the near side, 2 wide to the far side. Here comes a huge play in this one. 4:19 left, 4th quarter. 4th down and 9. The Irish are going to go for it. Jackson Moore in the shotgun. A little bit of do or die here in the first quarter. He takes the snap. He's dropping back to throw. It's going to be tipped at the line of scrimmage. Caught by Brendan Irvin. He charges forward. He's not going to get it. But what an effort from the senior. And Brendan Irvin actually coming up with the catch there. That's going to be a little bit of a highlight for him. And so they'll turn it over on downs, but oh boy, it almost worked out with the big Irvin rumbling for the first down. Beal City is going to take over. 4:04 left to go in quarter number 1. They'll have it at their own 40-yard line. This will actually be their first offensive play coming up here. Sacred Academy has ran 10 plays, but the problem is, you had a punt return for touchdown from Avery Small. Thus the score 7-0. 4:04 left to go first quarter. 1st down and 10 for the Aggies, their own 40-yard line. Lined up at wide receiver here to the near side is Aaron Locke. Single coverage with him and Kyvan Rose. Mount Pleasant up 7-0 on Bay City Western. Thanks to my man Corey Clark for that update. Brought to you by Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Clark Modular Homes. Another carry, a carry for Drew Gross here. Breaks one tackle, now looks to get in the open field. Duffy bringing him down. No, he stays on his feet. There goes Drew Gross. 60 yards on the touchdown run. Breaking tackles for the first 20 or 30 yards. Then he turns on the Jets. Drew Gross, I talked about it after the sack on 3rd down. He continues his absolutely dominant play late here in the season as the Aggies go up 13-0 with 3:51 left to go in the first quarter. Last year when the Aggies hosted Frankfurt, they had 3 plays, 3 touchdowns to start the game. Well, they've got 1 play, 2 touchdowns here to start this one. 3:51 left to go in the first quarter. A punt return for touchdown from Avery Small and a 60-yard touchdown run from Drew Gross. And it looked like Duffy had him wrapped up. It still would have been 1st down yardage, but what a broken tackle from Drew Gross. It is now 14-0 Beal City. What a start for the Aggies. And the winner of this game will play the winner of Saginaw Novell and Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary, I believe it is, or if it's Fowler, we'll have to double check it. But Saginaw Novell leads 7-0 over Lutheran Seminary. We're going to take a break. Back with more Aggie Irish football right after this. See if the Irish can answer back.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Myself, Corey Clark, just double-check things. That is Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary, Saginaw Novell. The winner of that game will take on the winner of this game, and it's Novell up 7-0 there. Here it's 14-0 Irish. That kick's going to go out of bounds for Mr. Sienkiewicz, so it'll be great starting field position for Sacred Heart Academy. They'll have it at their own 40-yard line. Problem is they haven't been able to do much with it offensively. The bigger problem is, though, Beal City has 2 touchdowns in 1 offensive play. He had a 3-and-out for the Irish. Then it was their punt return for touchdown from Avery Small. And the Irish did pick up 1 first down via personal foul, late hit penalty. And then they stalled out. They went for it, turned it over on downs just inside of Aggie territory. Then the first play from scrimmage for the Aggies tonight with 4:04 left to go in the first quarter was a 60-yard touchdown run for Mr. Drew Gross. Shotgun look here for the freshman Jackson Moore. He's got 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 wide receiver to the far side. He takes the shotgun snap. It's going to be handoff all the way for Tegan Duffy. Hunter McDonald there to bring him down right away. Big-time play from McDonald in the backfield, and it's great to see him. Actually, not in the backfield. It'll be a gain of 1 or 2. It's great to see Hunter McDonald back out there on defense as well. This guy had an injury earlier in the year. He's played a lot of offensive tackle, but I haven't seen the big man out there playing a whole lot of defense. So right now you've got Hunter McDonald, Ben Gottschalk, Nick Irvin, and Aaron Locke out there at defensive line. Linebackers, Braxton Bukovich, Wyatt Wilson, and Drake Gatrell. In the defensive backfield, it's Avery Small, Garrison Zucker, Kyler Smith, and Grady Gatrell. The Super Gatrell brothers out there on defense for the Aggies. The senior Drake, the freshman Grady. Here comes shotgun look for Sacred Heart Academy. They hand this one off to Duffy's trying to find some room. There's Wilson to bring him down. We've got a late flag coming in, possibly a hold or maybe a face mask here. By the time that flag was thrown, we will see what the officials say. 14-0 Aggies with the lead, 2:57 left to go in the first quarter. It will be a holding penalty going against Sacred Heart Academy, and so this will back them up. Thanks so much to our sponsors. You know we're coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. And much love to Gates Drilling and Service, our halftime show sponsor. Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. I'm going to have to say it's the run by Drew Gross over the punt return for touchdown from Avery Small. Small just kind of picked it up in the right spot at the right time, just kind of zipped by the defense. Drew Gross, what an amazing run that was for touchdowns, taking it 60 yards for the tutty. 2nd down and 19 now for Sacred Heart Academy. Back behind the chains once again. 2 wide receivers to the near side. In the slot, it's Mark Karimi. 1 wide receiver to the far side is Kyvan Rose, I believe. The binoculars checked out all the way across the field. We've got a flag coming in, and this is a false start, backing up the Irish even more. When you've got that young team out there, freshman center, freshman quarterback, you've got a freshman tight end, wide receiver, Leland Martinez. It's a big part of this offense. You cannot continue to put yourself behind the chains like this, as it's now 2nd down and 24 with 2:46 left to go in the first quarter. 14-0, Aggies in front. Winner of this game takes on the winner of Saginaw Novell and Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. 7-0 Novell on top of Lutheran Seminary. You're Beal City. Ithaca beat both of those teams in the regular season, and with you beating Ithaca handily, you're going to have a whole lot of confidence going into either one of those games, and it will be here at Frank A. Schaefer Field if the Aggies win. If Sacred Heart wins, they would play at Saginaw Lutheran Seminary or Saginaw Novell, whoever won that game, so they've got more playoff points than the Irish. Moore's got to roll out immediately to the far side of the field. He just flings it. It's incomplete. Wyatt Wilson giving chase once again. It's going to bring a 3rd down and a mile. A decent job by Jackson Moore just getting out of the pocket and getting rid of the football there as he was under duress almost immediately. 3rd down and 24 now for the freshman quarterback in the Irish. 2:15 left to go here in the first quarter. Another update coming from my main man, Jeremy Woodcock. At the end of the first quarter, Ithaca leads it 7-0, but Saginaw Valley Lutheran is driving right now. Going to have a timeout on the field. We'll keep the time right here. 3rd down and 24. Coming up for the Irish, it's 14-0, Beal City with the lead. Beal City's got 2 tutties, but they've only ran 1 play. What, huh? How's that possible? We had a punt return for touchdown from Avery Small. Then after turnover on downs from Sacred Heart Academy at the Beal City 40-yard line, they took over at their own 40-yard line, obviously, did the Aggies. They handed it off to Drew Gross on the jet sweep. He took it all the way to the house for the touchdown. 14-0. Beal City in front. 2:15 left to go here in quarter number 1. Oh, pardon me there with the screen change. Just want to tell my man Corey Clark was here helping us with some updates and some stats, maybe trying to run that umbrella down to Adam Gursky, as it is starting to pour out there a little bit now. You've even got the cheerleaders now pulling out the jackets here. 3rd down and 24, and that's a tough part for Jackson Moore. You probably need to go to the air here. It's going to be tough to zing the football with the rain coming down. Shotgun look for Moore. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Dropping back to throw. They want to throw the screen. They're ready for it, though, are the Aggies. Now Moore's got to run it all the way. He's going to go out of bounds. Drake Gatrell, the nearest defender to him. That's going to bring up 4th down and a mile, and a definite punting situation here for Sacred Heart Academy. 2:09 remaining in the first quarter. It is 4th down and 22 for the Irish. This is their 3rd possession. First one went 3 and out. Second one, you got a first down on 3rd down via a personal foul, and then he stalled out on 4th down. Here comes the punt. Not an easy punt here in this situation. Not a lot of pressure being put on. Here comes the boot. Zucker lets it bounce. Now he finally decides, I might as well step away from this one. It'll be down just inside the 30-yard line. And so a punt here for Sacred Heart. Score remains 14-0. Beal City is going to take over for what's technically their 2nd possession, but again, it is 14-0 because he had the punt return for touchdown from Mr. Avery Small. Think about that. Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. Those are the 2 in the running right now. Mr. Drew, actually, it's Drew Gross. He's got the sack. He also had a couple other big plays on defense as well. Here we go, 1:58 left to go first quarter, and a big shout to my main man, Corey Clark, for bringing that umbrella out to Adam Gursky, as it is coming down out there right now. Kyler Smith will go under center. Deep back is Braxton Bukovich. Now they'll shift out of it. Aaron Lott goes to wide receiver here to the near side. Some shifting out there for Sacred Heart. They hand it off to Zucker on the jet sweep to the far side. He's got to make one man miss. Spins around tackle. He's going to be brought down. Levi Lynch. Look like Nico Vasquez. Maybe Brody Collin over there in on the tackle as well. 1:44 left to go first quarter. 2nd down and 4 coming up for Beal City. They lead it 14-0. And score updates from our main man, Corey Clark, brought to you by Malley Construction, Brad Malley Weldering, Clark Module Homes. Mount Pleasant rolling now up 14-0 on Bay City Western in the second quarter. They've already beaten Western once this year. Now looking to beat them for a second time and move on to the district final. They will host that game as well against the winner of Petoskey and Marquette if the Oilers do win. Zucker goes in motion. He gets the handoff once again. He's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Great job by the defensive front of Sacred Heart Academy that time. like Martin Howe was getting up out of that pile along with the freshman Walt McDonald. So going to bring a third down, and we'll call it 6 or 7 here for Beal City. And again, with that rain, this isn't going to be an easy play for the Aggies. Actually call it 3rd down and 4 here. Looks like a little bit longer than that on the far side of the field. Smith comes in with the play. The rain is absolutely pouring down right now at Frank A. Schaefer Field. Wide receiver to the far side is Grady Gatrell. To the near side, it is Aaron Locke. Lined up in the gun is Kyler Smith. They shift Braxton Bukovich right next to him. Man in motion, gets the handoff. It's Drew Gross. He's got to get the outside edge. He's got it. He's got first down yardage across midfield. It's going to be brought down at the 49-yard line, but a big run there for Drew Gross as he picks up first down yardage when they needed it. 19 seconds left to go, first quarter. He ran out of bounds. Let's see if the clock starts again after they set the chains. Say if they did so, you could maybe think about letting the clock wind down. They will keep the clock stopped, though. So this will probably be the final play of the first quarter here. 14-0 Aggies. This is just the 5th offensive play for Beal City here in this first quarter. They had the punt return for touchdown, and then the one-play drive and the 60-yard touchdown run from Drew Gross. Going under center is Kyler Smith. They send a man in motion. It's Garrison Zucker. He gets the quick handoff in the backfield right away. Caleb Strauch to bring him down. Big-time play from the senior offensive and defensive lineman for Sacred Heart Academy. That is going to back up the Irish. It'll be 2nd down and 10 when we come back right after this break as we have reached the end of the first quarter. Beal City leads Sacred Heart Academy 14-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Aggie and Irish championship football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Big shout out to the Bird Bar and Grill, one of our biggest sponsors here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. They've got their bird auction, the annual bird auction, coming up Sunday, November 9th. Be there, bid on some great items. If you want to donate something, it'll benefit the Isabella County Child Advocacy Center, along with the Dan Bridenstine Foundation. Just drop off your donations to the Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant. Just talk to any member of the Bridenstine family. Hand off to Garrison Zucker on 2nd down and long. He's going to fight. But there's Brendan Irvin. There's Levi Lynch to bring down Garrison Zucker after not much on the play. The Sacred Heart defense looking good here on this series of downs. It is 3rd down and 10. We've had big plays on the defensive line from the seniors, Brendan Irvin and Caleb Strauch in the middle. 11:35 left to go here in quarter number 2. 3rd down and 10 for the Aggies right at midfield. First time they've really had any type of trouble. They've had a punt return for touchdown and a long touchdown run from Drew Gross. Braxton Bukovich lined up to the left of Kyler Smith. He's in the shotgun. They fake the handoff to Drew Gross. Now he's a blocker. They sling it downfield for Zucker. It's going to be incomplete. Duffy had his hands on it, but then kind of turning into a bit of a defender was Garrison Zucker. He knocked it out of the hands of Tegan Duffy, but we do have a flag in the backfield. The way that flag came in, it could have definitely been a late hit going against Kyler Smith, and I do see Wyatt Wilson clapping out there waiting to see the call. It will be a personal foul penalty that will give the Aggies a first down. Woo, boy. Would have been 4th down. That could have been the stop Sacred Heart needed to try and get some momentum here. So it would have been 4th down and 10, too, a definite punting situation for the Aggies. But instead, they'll have it 1st down and 10. Now they're in Irish territory. Another update brought to you by Malik Construction, Brad Mallywell Drilling, and Clark Modular Homes from a main man, Corey Clark. Now 20-0. Mount Pleasant on top of Bay City Western. They're absolutely rolling at Community Memorial Stadium in Mount Pleasant. Handoff goes up the middle of Braxton Bukovich. He is carrying tacklers with him for 15 yards on the play, and that'll be an Aggies first down. They're now just inside the red zone, and that's what a penalty will do to you. It looks like you might be able to get off the field. You finally get a stop against this powerful Beal City offense. The penalty negates that, and now, well, you're in trouble as the ball is a-moving. 10:57 left to go, second quarter. 14-0, Aggies with the lead. They've got it first down and 10 right in the red zone or at the tip of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Two running backs back behind Kyler Smith, offset. One's Braxton Bukovich, the others are Gary Zucker. Zucker gets the carry. He's got to turn it back immediately. Now cuts it back again, stays on his feet for extra yardage. Big-time play there from Garrison Zucker. Staying with it to help bring him down was the sophomore Zach Simon. Good job from him defensively from Sacred Heart Academy. But what should have been a gain of maybe 1 turns into a gain of 8. Great play there from the senior Gary Zucker. Clock moving, 10:15 left to go, second quarter, second down and 1 for Beal City at the 11-yard line. Drew Gross coming out of the game, substitution coming in for him. Those replacement parts, those substitutions brought to you by Mount Pleasant Automotive. Just like these coaches need subs out there in this football game, Mount Pleasant Automotive has got the replacement parts for your vehicle. Empty set here for Kyler Smith. It's going to be a fumble on the snap. Smith picks it up, rolls out to the far side, tries to stay on his feet. He's going to be brought down. It'll be third down. And if you're Sacred Heart Academy, here's another opportunity. Can you maybe get a stop here against this powerful Beal City offense? I'll say it again. Average per game score this year with the Aggies. Beal City 45, the opponent 3. Any stop you get against this powerful offense is a big one. Now third down and 6 from the 16-yard line. The Aggies have it. Clock continues to move. If you're Beal City, you're okay with that. If you're Sacred Academy, you're still okay with it right now, but you do not want to go down 3 scores. Line up at wide receiver to the far side of the field is Grady Gatrell. To the near side, it's Drake Gatrell. Super Gatrell brothers out there at the wide receiver spots. Shotgun snap. Now they run the counter play to Avery Small. He's got to cut it inside immediately. He's going to have the first down for Beal City, but the Irish pour him out of bounds after he picks up first down yardage. We'll have play 11 of the drive coming up that started at the Aggie 29-yard line. Whole lot of real estate covered out there, brought to you by our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. We do have a late flag coming in. I think this might be a late hit on the far sideline. It did look like we had a score. Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary getting on the board to make it 7-6. Again, the winner of this game plays the winner of Saginaw Novell, Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. If the Aggies win, that game will be here. If the Irish win, that game will be on the road. And Novell was up 7-6 last we knew. And then it was also Ithaca 7, or pardon me, that's actually the score I wanted to give you. Novell still up 7-0 last we knew. It's now 7-6 with Saginaw Valley Lutheran in Ithaca. Pardon me. Penalty is going to be declined. Looked like it was an offsides. The Aggies are going to take the result of the play, which was a first down. We've got play 11 of the drive coming up here for Beal City. It's first down and goal from the 8-yard line. The Gatrell brothers are going to remain out there at wide receiver. That's the freshman, number 10, Grady Gatrell, and the senior, number 11, Drake Gatrell. And New Valley Lutheran back on the board. They're now up on Ithaca 13-7. So continue to update you on our ultra locals as well as whoever's going to be playing the winner of this game. Drew Gross now lined up at fullback. Motioning out at wide receiver is Drake Gatrell. It's going to be a fumble on the snap. Sacred Heart says they've got it. I'm waiting for the signal. There is no signal that it's a turnover, so it'll remain Beal City football. But the weather's starting to be a factor out there as the ball's getting slippery. Now second down and goal from the 8 for Beal City. And give a lot of credit to this very, very young Sacred Heart Academy defense. And you technically still have a young Beal City team. Both these squads only got 5-6 seniors, but all the experience that Beal City had last year going to that state final run, not something that these Irish players had last year, as they just made it to the regional finals in the 8-man playoffs. Back out there with the play is Mr. Kyler Smith. Here comes the second down and goal play from the 8. Bukovich lined up as the deep back. It's Grady Gatrell at wide receiver to the far side of the field. Going to run it here to the near side with Bukovich. Trying to string that out is Nico Vasquez. Going to be brought down at the 5-yard line. A really great play by Levi Lynch, Martin Ha, Caleb Strauch also out there on the play as well, along with Joey Andres. Going to make it 3rd down and goal. Got a lot of fight right now in the Sacred Heart Academy defense. You can tell Coach Wheaton must have lit a fire underneath them as they came out here for this drive. The Irish have got it 3rd down and goal from the 5. 7:43 left to go, second quarter. I formation look. It goes to Bukovich in the backfield. He pours into the end zone. Touchdown, Braxton Bukovich. His 17th touchdown on the year on play 13 of the drive for Sacred Heart Academy. And Saginaw Novell, here's an update on that one. It's 14-0 Saginaw Novell with the lead. So it looks like we're heading towards Beal City versus Saginaw Novell next Friday here at Frank A. Schaefer Field. But we still got a long way to go in this one, a long way to go in that one. Sienkiewicz out there for the extra point. It's 20-0 Sacred Heart Academy as they look to add another tick to the scoreboard. It's up, it's good. 21-0 Sacred Heart. Now desperation time here, 21-0 Beal City over Sacred Heart. Desperation time for the Irish when we come back here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Blocko Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blocko Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 21-0 Beal City with the lead. Good fight from the Irish on that defensive possession, but it still ends up with 7 points for the Irish. Nico Vasquez getting bit by the turf monster. I'm glad to see him get up the way he went down on there. I'm just glad to see that young man doesn't have any hitch in his giddy-up because he's got a whole lot of giddy-up. Of course, Sacred Heart Academy. Irish take over with 7:35 left to go here in our second quarter. They've got it at their own 21-yard line. This is now that point of the game. Sacred Heart got the ball to start the game. You can't give it back to the Aggies here, have them go up 28-0 at the half, maybe get their running clock in the third quarter. You got to score here for the Irish. But then again, you've got that outstanding defense of Beal City that does not want to allow that to happen. That's what's so great about high school sports, the competition. It's push versus push. Hand off to Tegan Duffy. Not really a whole lot of room. Brendan Irvin just kind of piling things up there at the line of scrimmage from his defensive tackle position. Also coming up out of that pile looks like Mr. Drew Gross. I think also as well Mr. Cooper Wilson. 2nd down and 9 for the Irish. Jackson Moore trots to the sideline. Freshman quarterback trots back in with the play. I'll say it again, you got the freshman quarterback, the freshman center. I do have a big-time score update here. Clare ahead of Saginaw Swan Valley, 7-3. Clare going into that game at 6-3. Swan Valley 8-1. Be a big-time win for Coach Spranger and the Pioneer program. Shotgun look for Moore. He's going to run this one all the way. The speedy quarterback trying to find some room. There's nothing there. Jacob Upton in on the tackle along with a couple other Aggies. Jacob Upton, somebody to mention. I think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game. And again, right now, if there's a player of the game and all that, it's got to be Drew Gross. He had a sack to make a 4th down and long on the first drive of the game. Also affected a couple more plays on the backfield. He also has a 60-yard touchdown run. 3rd down and 6 for Sacred Heart Academy. We've got 6:15 remaining here in quarter number 2. Big third down here for the Irish. This is that point where you cannot give it back to Beal City right now. You got to pick up this first down. It's going to be a shotgun look for Jackson Moore. Lined up to his right in the gun is Tegan Duffy. 2 wide receivers, 1 split out to each side. Moore dropping back, wants to throw. It's going to be a quick throw. It's knocked away by Avery Small on the far sideline. They were trying to connect with Nico Vasquez, but it was read all the way by Mr. Avery Small, who's having himself a fantastic game. 4th down and 6 with 5:56 left to go in quarter number 2. Avery Small dropping back deep to return this punt. The freshman Walter McDonald set to boot it away for Sacred Heart Academy. Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. We'll have this week in MHSA Sports with John Ross. We'll continue to keep you updated on our local games in the mid-Michigan area. Bit of a high snap, no pressure on it. Here comes the punt from McDonald. It's going to take a Sacred Heart Academy bounce across the 50-yard line, and will be down to there by Joey Andres. And so great field position here for Beal City as they lead at 21-0. We'll take over near midfield with 5:46 left to go in the first half. And if you're head coach Brad Gross, and I always joke, you start to think about this, that, and the other. They've always got a game plan they're going to stick to, but the broadcaster in me is thinking, well, you come down here, you score, you take some time off the clock, you'll get the ball to start the second half. You score here, get the extra point, score to start the second half, get the extra point. That could have that clock running. Maybe you bring some subs in, and everybody stays healthy out there for the Aggies. Going under center is Kyler Smith. Wing back to the far side is Garrison Zucker. Wing back to the near side is Drew Gross. In the backfield at fullback is Braxton Bukovich. Bukovich gets the handoff. We've got a flag coming in immediately on the play. I think this one's going to be backing it up for the Irish. Be a fault. No, it's going to be an offsides actually going against Sacred Heart Academy. And you did hear some yelling from the sideline. One of the Beal City coaches or somebody saw it. They were lined off offsides. And so it's going to be 1st down and 5 now for Beal City with 5:44 left to go here in quarter number 2. And that's actually going to move it into Sacred Heart Academy territory. Think about that J&J Auto collision report. It's been Wyatt Wilson out there with a couple big hits. Blocko Pools and Spas. I could use a jacuzzi after this one. I know in particular my main man Adam Gursky could. Doesn't look like the rain is pouring down out there now, but he's still got the umbrella out protecting that super expensive camera. Big shout out to him. Helps me many times as he can throughout the year. And all he asked me to buy him a burger. That's a good buddy right there. Bukovich into the open field. Pours through one tackle. Brought down at the 36-yard line. Braxton Bukovich, the running style to try and describe him, I don't even know, because he's got the speed of a track superstar. He broke like all the middle school sprinting records here at Beal City, but he also has this thunder to his run, too, when he ends the run. And so he's got that breakaway speed, but then he's also got that bulldozing ability for short yardage runs. What a year it's been for the sophomore. He's got 17 touchdowns. He's now well on his way to 900 total yards on the year. Man in motion is Zucker. He gets the handoff. Gets a big block out there from Wyatt Wilson. Very close to the first down. We'll see where they mark him. But Wyatt Wilson, from his guard position, the way he gets out in front of the play, it is just absolutely special. It'll be another 1st down for the Aggies. 4:56 left to go in the second quarter. The Aggies are moving it again. They've got it 1st down at 10, just outside the 20. Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. We'll have this week in MHSA Sports with John Ross. We'll also catch you up to date on the local other scores going around in the area, and I'll run down that drive report for you. It's 21-0 Beal City. Braxton Bukovich has a touchdown run. Drew Gross has a touchdown run, and Avery Small has a punt return for touchdown. 3 wide receivers to the far side here for Beal City. Now they're going to set a man in motion that way as well. They fake it that way. Now looking to go downfield. It's thrown towards the end zone. It's a jump ball. Incomplete. Great defense out there from Mark Karimi. It's Nico Vasquez that was on the coverage out there. It was one-on-one with him and Braxton Bukovich. Great job by Karimi getting things turned around to make a defensive play on that football. 4:15 left to go, second quarter. Second down and 10 for the Aggies at the Irish 21-yard line. Much love to our friends at CNC Enterprises. Dance Again, Dress Consignment Shop, Isabella Community Sportsplex, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Smith & Sons, the Beal City Village Store, Sydney's Judges Bench, Dog Central, Barry Funeral Home, Boomer's Lawn Care, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, Almost Up North and Stitches for Britches, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms and Brad Gross Electric, the Fisher Companies, along with Kenneth Egger, DDS. Handoff in the backfield goes to Zucker. He's got nowhere to go. Great defensive play in the backfield from Sacred Heart Academy. Getting into the backfield to make that play was Mr. Cruz Cotter, who had a great game last week for the Irish, including an interception. It's going to make it third down and long for Beal City. 3:53 left to go, second quarter. Kyler Smith trots back in with the play. It is a wet one out there. Sure, my buddy Gursky's got on his Red Wing or Irish Setter boots. Keep his feet nice and dry, and you can get them at CNC Enterprises on Packard Road in Mount Pleasant. Right off of Pickard Road, it's Packard Road. Man in motion is Drew Gross. They fake the handoff to him. It goes up the middle to Bukovich. He's got some room. He's going to get down to the 10-yard line before he's brought down. It will be another first down for Beal City. They have ran 5 plays. They've picked up 3 first downs. Clock will continue to move as soon as they set the chains on the far side of the field. It'll be first down and goal for the Irish for about the 9.5-yard line. Braxton Bukovich checking out. Avery Small checking back in. Again, all those coaches, no matter the sport, you need those replacement parts. You need those substitutions. They're brought to you by our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive. We've got the replacement parts for your vehicle. We do have one game that has reached halftime. Mount Pleasant on top of Bay City Western 21-0. They bested them earlier this year, but a much better performance from the Oilers here in round 1 of the playoffs as they look to move to 10-0 on the year. First down and goal from the 9. Drew Gross is the deep back. They're going to throw it out to Grady Gatrell. It's one-on-one. He jukes the man out of shoes. Touchdown! Grady Gatrell into the end zone on the far side of the field on the pass from Kyler Smith. Grady Gatrell brings that one in for the tutty. He now has that's the second receiving touchdown on the year. He's also thrown for a touchdown as well. It's 27-0. Beal City on top with the extra point awaiting for the junior, Mr. Connor Sienkiewicz. Kyler Smith out there for the hold. Hunter McDonald, the long snapper for the Aggies. He doesn't already do enough for this squad. The kick is up. It is good. 28-0. Beal City in front. We're going to take another break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Irish have got to try and do something here in this final 2:49 to stick in this game. Back with more Irish and Aggie championship football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Kickoff is going to be fumbled. Looked like it was recovered by by Sacred Heart Academy. But it was Grady Gatrell coming in, making a play. Nico Vasquez kind of fumbled around a little bit. Him or Karimi. The Irish do retain possession with 2:44 left to go here in half number 1. They've got it at their own 24-yard line. The score that will interest Beal City fans, Charlevoix on top of McBain, 14-10 in the second quarter. Shotgun look for Jackson Moore. He's got 2 wide receivers split to the far side, 1 here to the near side. Running back in the backfield with them is Tegan Duffy. The rain has started to pour down once again. Throw out to the far side for Karimi. It's going to be incomplete. 2:38 left to go here in quarter number 2. The rain has started to monsoon down a bit. Coming back in with the play is Karimi. Actually, it's not Karimi. Now Moore's coming back with the play. Karimi coming in with the substitution. Vasquez lined up wide to the far side, lined up here to the near side at wide receiver. It's Kyvan Rose. Jackson Moore remains in the backfield. Drew Gross lined up at defensive end here to the near side. He has been trouble in the backfield. We've got a player jumping off sides for the Irish. That's going to back him up to 2nd down and 15. I don't think it would have made a difference in this ball game. Our score is 28-0, but there's definitely been some penalties that are starting to pile up a little bit against Sacred Heart Academy as well. And when you trail in a football game, the last thing you can do is start backing it up with the penalties. And that's happened to them a number of times here. They've had a 3rd and long. They've had a 4th and long. They've had a 2nd and long. And it's 2nd and long again. Here's 2nd down to 15 after the false start penalty. Vasquez at wide receiver here to the near side, split wide. Lined up inside of him in the slot is Mark Karimi here to the near side. Split out wide to the far side is Kyvan Rose. Jackson Moore looks to the near side here at his wide receivers. Now he takes a shotgun snap. It's a handoff to Tegan Duffy. Aaron Locke, Jacob Upton there to bring down the ball carrier after a very short gain. Tegan Duffy is giving a lot of effort out there, but every time he gets the football, it seems like instead of taking a step forward, he's got to take a step from one side to the other. Another score update, 8-man football action. Montebello with an 8-1 season. Their only loss to one of the top-ranked teams in D2 in Portland St. Pat's. They're up big in their game versus Breckenridge. 28-7, I believe, was the score there. 28-6. There's 2:23 left to go here in quarter number 2. 3rd down and 14 coming up for Sacred Heart Academy. And if you're the Irish, you don't pick this up here with the way the Aggies have been able to move the football. They just might have a chance to put some more points on the board here in quarter number 2. And the last thing you want to do if you're Sacred Heart Academy is kick the ball off in the second half to Beal City with it already a running clock, a la that 35-0 score. 2:23 left to go in quarter number 2. Much love going out to our friends GNS Mechanical, Hanging by a Thread, Pier Plumbing, All Seasons Fireworks, WW Construction, The Diner, Block Electric, Brickner and Bunkner Insurance Group, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Powell Frame and Collision, Bogwai Bang and Bradley, and Martinez Lawn Care. And the bird auction is coming up November 9th. Great chance for you to get you some sweet sports memorabilia and some cool, unique items. And if you want to donate to help benefit the bird auction, which benefits the Isabella County Child Advocacy Center, just stop by the bird. Talk to any one of the Bridenstines. Hey, you get a hold of me, I will help you get that donation in for the bird auction. And also trying to help raise money for the Kelly's Kids Fund. Check that out. If you're watching on Facebook, the ball is going to be tipped in the air. It's incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down and long. McKelly Schaefer, longtime athletic director, secretary here at Beal City, passed away suddenly a couple weeks ago. The turnout at her funeral was just, her showing just absolutely amazing, the type of thing. When you see that, you kind of hope, man, I hope someday there's that many people that think that highly of me that would show up. But they're starting the Kelly's Kids Fund for her, and it's raising money for kids here in the Beal City area who need it. And the example that I always use from Aaron Bukovich was that there's kids a couple years that really didn't maybe even want to go to homecoming, got put on the homecoming court. And so what did Kelly do? She went out and got the nail appointment set up for them, then got on the dress, got on the tuxedo, and made sure they had that fantastic experience that every kid deserves. No return on the punt. It takes a bit of a Sacred Heart Academy bounce. Beal City is going to take over at their own 45-yard line. We've got 2:09 left to go here in quarter number 2. So if the Irish are able to score here, we could have a very, very quick second half. Kyler Smith coming in with the play. Out there across that line, you've got Beitler, Wilson, Bogue, Upton, McDonald, who've been doing such a great job. So Gavin Connor's out there as well, I believe I see. He's been doing some great work as well. Wing back here to the near side is Drew Gross. Wing back to the far side is Garrison Zucker. He goes in motion. They hand it off to Bukovic up the middle. This one's going to be blown dead, and it's a good thing for the Irish because Bukovic was going to be running to the end zone there. Great blocking up front, but it will be a false start going against Beal City. As I mentioned, Beitler, Wilson, Bogue, Upton, McDonald doing a great job up front all season long, creating lanes for these Irish ball carriers. 44 carries for 530 yards for Garrison Zucker. 21 carries for 249 yards for Avery Small. Braxton Bukovic, 83 carries for 772 yards. Eric Elias, 21 for 237. 36 for 305 for Cadence Carnes. 29 for 446 for Drew Gross. Most of these guys averaging over or right around 10 yards per carry. Yeah, that's insane. A lot of that credit's got to go to that offensive front. First down and 15 for the Aggies. Same formation, except they switch wide receiver. It's Drake Gatrell now here to the near side. Drew Gross goes in motion. They fake it to him. It goes up the middle to Bukovic. He's going to be brought down by Tegan Duffy after a gain of 6 or 7. Under 2 minutes remaining now here in the first half. 28-0 Beal City with the lead. They still do have 2 timeouts themselves. Quickly back to the line in the shotgun is Kyler Smith. They want to throw. They're looking here to the near side on the wheel route. It's caught by Drew Gross. He's at the 30. He turns on the Jets. There he goes. Touchdown. Drew Gross on the pass from Kyler Smith on the wheel route. Smith's second touchdown toss of the half. Connected with Grady Gatrell. Now he connects with Drew Gross. Drew Gross's second touchdown of the first half. He's now ran for one. He has now caught one. It's 34-0. Beal City with the lead with 1:39 left to go in the first half. Unless Sacred Heart does something in a hurry, we will have that running clock to start half number 2, and the Aggies will start with the football. And so I got a feeling we're going to see Coach Gross churn some clock. Mr. Cadence Carnes is going to come in and run the ball some for the Aggies. The extra point is up. It is good. It is now 35-0, Beal City in front. Beal City has had 4 possessions. They've scored 4 touchdowns. They also have 1 special teams touchdown as well from Mr. Avery Small. It's 35-0, Beal City with the lead. More love going out to our friends coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Also love to Gates Drilling and Service, halftime report sponsor. That is coming right up. Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. That was a sweet little pitch and catch right there from Smith to Gross, but I still think Gross's first touchdown run is our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. You think about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. Yeah, I think it might be back-to-back weeks where it might be going to Mr. Drew Gross. He's got a sack. He's got a touchdown run. He's got a touchdown catch. But Kyler Smith also been very, very impressive out there for the Beal City Aggies as well. Another score update, McBain back on the board. It's now 18-14 McBain on top of Charlevoix. That's a D7 playoff score. Main team we're concerned about within D7 is the Ithaca Yellow Jackets. Ithaca and McBain, I think they'd have to win several games to match up, I believe. I'd have to go back and actually check out that bracket, which you can find all the brackets at the MHSA.com. 1:39 left to go in the second quarter. The junior kicker, Connor Sienkiewicz, ready to boot things away. Valley Lutheran up on Ithaca 13-7. Valley Lutheran actually turned away Ithaca on like a 4th and 1 near the goal line. We'll get that full text message report from my buddy Jeremy Woodcock at the half. Here comes the kick from Sienkiewicz with 1:39 left to go. It's going to take a bounce right down the middle of the field. It goes in between Duffy and Vasquez for a touchback. And so Sacred Heart Academy will get it at their own 20-yard line. 1:39 left to go. And now, if you're Sacred Heart Academy, there's no point in not pulling out all the stops in this situation. The last time you had the football, maybe you were worried about throwing an interception and getting to this 35-0 threshold. But now that you're already there, I think you throw everything out the window. Anything is at play here. Wide receiver to the near side is going to be Mark Karimi. They're lined up on the far hash. It's Vasquez to the near side, Karimi to the far side. Going to be an I formation look for Jackson Moore. It's like Joey Andres out there at fullback for Sacred Heart Academy, taking Duffy the deep back for the Irish. Handoff, it's actually going to be Levi Lynch. Levi Lynch fights ahead for a yard or two. He should have been brought down in the backfield. Aaron Locke eventually does bring him down, but some really strong running out there from Mr. Levi Lynch. 2nd down and 7. Now officially at the half, Valley Lutheran leads Ithaca 12-7. Again, a revenge matchup there earlier this year. It was Valley Lutheran kicking a late field goal to win 23-22. Ithaca went up early in that one. I thought maybe they would roll, but give credit to Valley Lutheran. They're undefeated for a reason and battling back at home. They lead at 12-7 at the half. Here it's 35-0 Beal City as the clock runs down here on the first half. I formation look once again going under center is Mr. Jackson Moore. He's going to hand this one off again to Levi Lynch. Lynch pours ahead, I should say, for 2, maybe 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd down. But for Sacred Heart, this is what you wanted to do early in the game, was get to these 3rd down and 3 situations with a couple of runs. We're now under a half minute remaining here in the second quarter. Wouldn't be surprised to maybe see Irish come up here, run a little play action here on this 3rd down and 3. Because like I said, the score is already 35-0. When Beal gets it back in the second half, that clock is going to be running. They're going to be able to move it in a hurry. And I think that's going to be it. I don't think they're going to snap it again here in the first half. So, yep, that will bring us to the end of the first half. It's 35-0. Beal City in front. They have been absolutely dominant here in this one as expected. It's time for our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. When we come back, we'll have some score updates. We'll break down the drive report for you here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Welcome on into our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Go through that drive chart here for you. Sacred Heart Academy got the ball at their own 31 to start the play. On 3rd down, it was a big-time sack from Drew Gross to make it 4th down and 18. That punt was returned by Avery Small about 50 yards or so that put Beal City on the board right away. So Sacred Heart Academy had the ball for a second time with 9:01 left to go in the first quarter. They're already down 7-0. Beal City had not ran a play. The Irish did pick up a first down via penalty on that play, but ultimately turned it over on downs in Aggie territory. The first play from scrimmage for Beal City was a 60-yard touchdown run from Drew Gross. They made it 14-0. The Irish then went 3 and out again. They had to punt it back to Beal City, who started at their own 29-yard line. Not a bad showing from the Sacred Heart defense. They made Beal City go 71 yards in 13 plays. There was a personal foul first down penalty that would have made it a 4th down and 10 as well. It was Braxton Bukovich going in for the touchdown run. The Irish then got it back, down 21-0 with 7:35 left to go in the second quarter. They unfortunately went 3 and out once again. And then the Aggies rolled down the field. It was Kyler Smith, the Grady Gatrill, for the touchdown run to make it 28-0. The Irish then went 3 and out again. Beal City got it their own 45 with 2:09 left to go in the second quarter. 2 plays later, Kyler Smith, Drew Gross for a touchdown, 35-0. That is our halftime score. What a dominant performance so far from the Beal City Aggies. Score updates from around the way. Saginaw Novell leads Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary 21-7. Mount Pleasant leads Bay City Western 21-0. Ithaca trails Saginaw Valley Lutheran 12-7 at the half. Time for This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross. When we come back, we'll get you set up for the second half. The Aggies lead at 35-0. It's going to be a running clock when we start the second half. Back with it right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years. We have all seen this sticker, maybe in Mount Pleasant, Beal City, Ithaca, or Traverse City. There is a reason you see that sticker everywhere. That's because Dick Sova Auto Sales has been selling sharp used cars and trucks for 3 generations. Stop in to see the Sova family in downtown Shepherd for your next low-mileage, immaculate car and see why they're known for over 40 years of fantastic customer service. Or you can view their inventory now at DickSovaAutoSales.com. Dick Sova Auto Sales, selling sharp used cars and trucks and supporting sharp student athletes. Powell Frame and Collision knows we all spend a lot of time looking out the windshield. So if yours gets cracked, dented, damaged, or destroyed, Powell Frame and Collision, along with their expert collision service, now offers expert auto glass replacement. Working with insurance, they can replace all makes and all models, including new advanced driver assistance system windshields. Mention you saw this ad and you get $100 off of your windshield replacement. Powell Frame and Collision, downtown Shepherd. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Touchdowns don't stop coming for a Mendon running back, and a postseason block party is just about upon us. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. This is the 15th season of 8-player football in Michigan, and during that time there have been a lot of touchdowns scored. But no one has scored more career 8-player touchdowns than Mendon's Owen Gorham. He ran for 4 scores last Friday in a win over Adrian Lenawee Christian, giving him 97 total touchdowns. He's now 2 ahead of the previous record holder, Reed Haskins of Bridgman. And with at least 1 playoff game to go, Gorham has his sights set on becoming the first in 8-player football to score 100 touchdowns. In the 51-year history of 11-player football, only 6 have topped the century mark, led by East Grand Rapids' Kevin Grady Jr., who scored a remarkable 151 touchdowns. To check out all of the 8-player and 11-player records, including team, individual, and championship games, head over to MHSAA.com, click on Football, and then Record Book. And to see brackets, scores, and schedules for this year's football playoffs, MHSAA.com has you covered. You can click on links to buy tickets or to watch an NFHS Network live stream right from the Score Center. The 8-player finals are Saturday, November 22nd from the Superior Dome in Marquette. The 11-player finals will be at Ford Field on November 28th and 30th. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Ann Arbor Pioneer field hockey goalie Mara Bullion. The freshman stopped every shot she faced in the entire tournament, leading the Pioneers to a 2-zip championship game win over Dexter. Grand Ledge volleyball player Haley Ellis had 5 aces and 9 kills as the Comets beat East Lansing to win a share of the CAAC Blue Championship. And to Harbor Beach QB Caden Buchholz. He was responsible for 5 touchdowns in a 41-7 win over defending Division VII champion Millington.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skill certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
We're talking some unusual ways to score soccer goals today. It doesn't happen often, but a team can score directly from a corner kick or the kickoff. But what if it's a goalie down in their own end who somehow throws the ball 80 yards or so and into the back of the other team's net? Does this count? It does not. A keeper cannot score for his own team by throwing the ball the length of the field and into his opponent's goal. If this were to happen, the defending team would receive a goal kick. But if the keeper accidentally throws the ball into his own net, then it does count as a goal for the opponent. You don't always need your feet to score a goal in soccer.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. 3 days after the start of the football playoffs, the girls' volleyball postseason will get underway. Brackets are posted at MHSAA.com, and the district first round starts Monday, November 3rd. Most district semifinals are on Wednesday, November 5th, and most district finals are Friday, November 7th. The regional round starts on Tuesday, November 11th with semifinals, and then the regional finals on the 13th. And all 16 quarterfinals, 4 in each of the 4 divisions, will take place on Tuesday, November 18th. Those winners will converge on Battle Creek for the semifinals. Divisions 1 and 4 will play on Thursday, November 20th. Division 2 and 3 on Friday, November 22nd. And all 4 finals will be on Saturday, November 22nd. All semifinal and finals games will be at Kellogg Arena. Again, ticket information can be found either on MHSAA.com or gofan.co. If you can't be there in person, you can watch on the NFHS network. All matches from the quarterfinals through the finals will be on, as well as a huge majority of district and regional games. Just go to NFHSnetwork.com to watch. If you haven't been paying close enough attention to the volleyball season thus far and want to get caught up, then check out our weekly report, Block Party, on the volleyball page of MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll be back next week.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Blockco Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blockco Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Block Electric Company in Wademan has been powering Michigan for over 30 years. There's no job too big or too small for Block Electric Company, like an entire school or something simple at the home, like making sure the outdoor lighting, thermostat, or ceiling fan is installed professionally. Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric Company, and go Aggies.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and our Gates of Drilling and Service halftime report. 35-0 Beal City with the lead over Sacred Heart Academy. The Aggies will get the ball to start the second half as well, and so we're going to have a running clock. If I know Coach Gross, the game plans he has in this situation, it's going to be try the old 3 yards in a cloud of dust down the field and take off as much time as you can. Kyler Smith will be coming out back under center, that offensive line that was so great in the first half. Jacob Beitler, Wyatt Wilson, Nick Bogue, Jacob Upton, Hunter McDonald, Gavin Connors also out there some as well. Catching the ball, running the ball, throwing the ball for Sacred Heart. Running the ball, throwing the ball for Beal City's Kyler Smith. Run the ball, catch the ball for Beal City. It's Aaron Locke, Drake Gatrell, Grady Gatrell, Avery Small, Cadence Carnes, Drew Gross, Gary Zucker, Eric Elias, and Braxton Bukovich. Defensively for the Irish, you got Joey Andres, Levi Lynch, Leland Martinez, Brendan Irvin, Caleb Strauch, Martin Ha, Walt McDonald, Maxim Boykin Lynch, Brody Collin, Jackson Moore, Tegan Duffy, along with Mark Karimi. Score updates brought to you by our friends at Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Clark Modular Homes. At the half, all of these scores are, I believe, 21-7, Novell on top of Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. So if things hold court per se, it will be Saginaw, Novell, and Beal City back here next week. Ithaca trails Saginaw Valley Lutheran 12-7 at the half. Mount Pleasant on top of Bay City Western 21-0 at the half. In Saginaw Swan Valley, we had that score a little goofed up earlier. Earlier we said it was 7-3, Clare with the lead. That's a pardon me. 14-0, Saginaw Swan Valley up. 21-0 now in the third quarter, that one is. And so knew it would be a tough game for Coach Spranger and the crew going on that long road trip over 0-10. And it does look like McBain is on top of Charlevoix, 18-14 in the D7 playoffs. 35-0 here is our score. The Aggies heading back out there, ready to field this kickoff. We'll see if they kind of have anybody towards the kickoff team, try and see if they're maybe going for an onside kick here. And it does look like Beal City's ready for that onside kick. They're going to have everybody pretty much up on the line, then dropping back Braxton Bukovich and Gary Zucker and Drew Gross. As I say that, they continue to get into a more traditional kick return formation. out there to boot this one away is going to be Mr. Adrian Manny for Sacred Heart Academy. It's 35-0. Beal City with the lead. Start of the second half here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Coming into this game, you heard me say it, the upstart Sacred Heart Academy Irish, a very young squad, and the defending state champion Beal City Aggies. This one's kind of gone as advertised, as on paper. 35-0 now the score as we start the second half, and Beal City is going to run as much clock as they can here. Back deep to receive the kick, it's Zucker, it's Bukovic. If it's not a very deep kick, the up man is Mr. Drew Gross. Again, wouldn't be surprised here to see an onside kick. You haven't been able to stop Beal City. If you give him a short field, I don't know how big of a deal it's going to be in this situation. Here comes the kick from Manny. It will be an onside kick. It's going to be fielded by Avery Small. Small now trying to find some room to the far side of the field. He wants the punt return and kick return for touchdown. He turns it upfield. We do have a late flag coming in for a block in the back, and so Beal City will have it to start the second half here, but one of the few things that can stop the clock is a penalty flag. So we do have that penalty flag coming in here that will stop the clock for a moment. As I said, this one is going to be rolling pretty fast through this second half unless Sacred Heart Academy can turn away the Aggies and get themselves on the board here. Think about that. Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. Drew Gross kind of so far has his name penciled in. He's caught a touchdown. He's ran for a touchdown. He also has a sack from his defensive line position as well. That's a full day, a full week, as Jim Valvano would say. So it'll be a block in the back that will back up the Aggies. They would have had it first down and 10 near midfield. Actually, it's going to be first down and 10 at midfield, as they're going to say that penalty occurred in Irish territory. Actually, no, never mind. They're still marching things off here. It will actually be at the Aggie 40-yard line. Their own 40 is where they will start here. Drew Gross is out there. Drake Gatrell is out there as I start to look at some of the skill positions for the Aggie offense's first play here as we start the third quarter. Lined up at running back is Braxton Bukovic. Lined up at wide receiver to the far side of the field is Mr. Aaron Locke. Garrison Zucker is lined up as a wing back to the far side of the field. He goes in motion. He's a lead blocker for Braxton Bukovic. Bukovic is going to be brought down by Tegan Duffy after a gain of 5. But that's what you want if you're Beal City here to start this drive. The clock has now become your absolute best friend as it will not stop for first downs. It will not stop on incomplete passes. It will not stop if you run out of bounds. Only thing that will stop it is penalties, touchdowns, and timeouts. Second down and 5 for Kyler Smith and the Aggie attack. Remaining at wide receiver to the far side of the field is Aaron Locke. 2 wingbacks for Kyler Smith are Drew Gross and Garrison Zucker. The running back is Cadence Carnes. Carnes runs for first down yard. He's going to be brought down inside the Irish 45-yard line, so that will move the chains for the Aggies. 2 plays, 1 first down. They're now into Irish territory, and this is where you learn a whole lot about your character and everything like that. And I know these Irish players are going to continue to play hard, but these are the type of moments where I don't want to say you learn a whole lot about yourself type of thing, but when you continue to battle in a game you know you're not going to win, that just says a lot about your character, team you play for, and the pride that you have. And I know that is what we're going to see from this Irish squad here in the second half. And again, they're very young. Hank McDonald going down with an injury, Nate Seiler going down with an injury, Maxim Boykin Lynch going down with an injury. Got a lot of inexperienced guys and some young guys in there. Hand off to Avery Small. Cuts upfield. Avery Small is gone. 44 yards. Nobody touches him on the jet sweep. Touchdown, Beal City. Small's second long touchdown of the game. This one of the 44-yard variety. And it's now 41-0. Beal City in front. And that will stop the clock there. Big-time run from Avery Small. He has played so well the last couple weeks. Last week, one of the toughest defensive assignments he'll ever have. And to give credit to all of those Aggie defenders last week, going against a really good passing attack of Ithaca, leaving some of those guys on an island, including Avery Small, who was absolutely fantastic. Another score update brought to you by our friends at Clark Modular Homes, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. 28-0. Mount Pleasant now on top of Bay City Western. So our 2 ultra-local undefeated teams in the regular season are both looking very good to move to 10-0 on the year. Mount Pleasant will be hosting a playoff game next week if they win. Beal City will be hosting a playoff game next week if they win. But if Beal City wins next week, oh boy, it could be a big one at Harbor Beach if both teams kind of hold true. Well, it makes that rivalry a little bit more special if you are a Beal City person. Old Bill Chilman, long-time superintendent here at Beal City, is actually the superintendent now over at Harbor Beach. So I wonder what hat he is going to be wearing if that game does happen. The extra point is up and good. It's 42-0 Beal City, and Harbor Beach is up 28-0 on Reese. They already beat Reese once earlier this year. Going to take a break here. When we come back, it's more Aggie Irish Championship football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Welcome back inside our Barbary Law Studios on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, built by Konwinski Construction. Mr. Andy Tyson Jr. at halftime. Big shout to him and all the crew at Konwinski Construction, being big supporters of what we do here and helping us build our Barbary Law Studios everywhere we go. 42-0 our score here. 10-12 left to go third quarter, but I do have a big score update for you. I'll continue to update you on the rest of the scores throughout the night, as this one is kind of all for naught at this point. Ithaca goes up 13-12 for Saginaw Valley Lutheran. Again, that was a one-point game earlier this year with Lutheran winning 23-22. Ithaca looking to get revenge. They're now up by one, 13-12. That kickoff goes into the end zone for Sienkiewicz. It'll be first down and 10 for Sacred Heart Academy at their own 20-yard line. 10-12 left to go here in the third quarter. 42-0 is the score. Jackson Moore trotting back out there with the play. Freshman, done everything he can for his team here tonight, but just a powerhouse of Beal City that you're going against. Sacred Heart doing what they can, but Beal City, well, they're doing what they can as well. Yeah, that's the great part about high school sports and high school football. It's the battle between two individuals and two teams. Jackson Moore in the shotgun. He's going to hand this one off to Tegan Duffy. Duffy running hard. Gatrell comes in to clean up the play. It's going to be a run of 5 there for Tegan Duffy. Clare is on the board, but down 21-7 versus Saginaw Swan Valley. Again, that's 6-3 Clare at 8-1 Saginaw Swan Valley. Can update you on that score along with the other scores, but it does look like our two undefeated teams are going to stay undefeated. You see the scoreboard here with our audio-only coverage in the MHSA playoffs. They share the rights with me in the regular season, but once it comes to the playoffs, if you want to watch these games, the only way to do so is the NFHS network. You got Adam Gursky on the sideline getting some great highlights that we'll have up tomorrow, maybe Sunday as we put things together. Karimi goes in motion. They flip it the other way on the misdirection of Tegan Duffy. It's going to be very close to first down yardage. Really like the play call there, the jet sweep action, faking it to Karimi, and then he go to Duffy. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 here for Sacred Heart Academy. Clock continues to move. The snap will be taken with under 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Wyatt Wilson trotting off the sideline. He's going to get a little bit of a clap from me up here in the booth because, man, he has been unreal out there tonight. Here comes the 3rd down and 1 play. Lining up in the slot, Mr. Brendan Irvin. Big number 62. On him is Drew Gross. Jackson Moore is going to send Irvin in motion. We'll see if the big man gets the handoff. No, he's a lead blocker, and he makes a great lead block. It'll be first down yardage for Jackson Moore. What a block out there from Mr. Brendan Irvin, clearing the way, and he's able to do it on the run. That's a whole lot of fun out there for the senior offensive lineman against Caleb Strauch, Brendan Irvin, Tegan Duffy, Mark Karimi, Nico Vasquez, and Brody Collin, the seniors for this Sacred Heart Academy team that's probably going to see their football careers come to an end here tonight. And that's such a big deal when it comes to the high school football. Again, all the other sports, whether it's baseball, whether it's basketball, especially golf, you're going to be able to get out and play with your buddies some as you get older. Football, and in particular, tackle football with all the pads, all the helmets, you're not finding 21 other guys to do that with you on a Saturday. Hand off to Creamy. He's got the outside edge. Actually, they make him turn it back in real quick. Upton all the way over there to make the tackle. Jacob Upton has been absolutely fantastic here tonight, all over the place for this Aggie defense. So I mentioned those seniors for Sacred Heart. For Beal City, it's Gary Zucker, Drake Gatrell, Nick Bogue, Ben Gottschalk, Jake Upton, Jacob Beitler, and Nick Irvin, the seniors for Beal City. And so, again, both of these teams are pretty darn young. So just 5 seniors, 6 seniors for Sacred Heart, maybe 6 or 7 out there for Beal. Here comes a 2nd down and 8 play for Jackson Moore. Tegan Duffy's lined up to his left in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff, trying to find some room. It's going to be brought down after a short gain by Aaron Locke. This will be the 6th play of the drive coming up on 3rd down. 6:50 left to go, 3rd quarter. 4th quarter, it's headed to in Mount Pleasant. The Oilers lead Bay City Western 28-0. So Bay City Western will take on the winner of Petoskey and Marquette. I haven't checked the score on that game, but that could be a Saturday game with Marquette coming down from the UP. And the pipe dream for this guy would be next Friday we've got Beal City versus, well, let's just say Saginaw Novell. And then maybe Saturday we're able to have Mount Pleasant versus Petoskey or Marquette. That would be the dream scenario for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 3rd down and 5 for Jackson Moore. Tegan Duffy switches spots with him. He'll take the direct snap. Fakes the throw, runs it all the way. Cooper Wilson into the backfield to bring down the ball carrier. What a play from the junior to get back there to bring down the slippery Tegan Duffy. It's going to be a loss on the play as well. 4th down now coming up for Sacred Heart Academy. See if they go for it here, if maybe they try and bring in the punting scenario. Again, with the score 42-0, there's not really a wrong play here. Whether you go for it or you say, we can't give Beal City another short field, we've got to punt it away. It does look like Walt McDonald, the freshman, will be punting it away. Grady Gatrell thinking about dropping back to receive the punt. Also out there is Colin Gross. There won't be anybody back deep to receive the punt. Kind of be a line drive kick from McDonald. Take a nice roll down towards the 30-yard line, and that is where Beal City will take over for their next possession. Again, the clock will continue to run here as teams change, from offense to defense because of the lopsided score. Avery Smalls got 2 long touchdowns, touchdown run of 44 yards, a punt return touchdown of 50 yards. I've still got Mr. Drew Gross as their Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. He's caught a touchdown and ran for a touchdown. He also has a sack defensively as well. And as I say that, Avery Smalls been pretty good on defense as well. Maybe we'll have to do a co-Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, or maybe Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game will be Mr. Drew Gross, since he did his work with a little bit more power, I will say, and Avery Small doing his work with a bit more speed. If you're Kyler Smith, you're now watching that black hat essentially to run off as much clock as you can here on every single down. In the backfield is Cadence Carnes. And Gaylord and Marquette are playing tonight, not Petoskey. It's Gaylord, pardon me. And Gaylord is up 16-13. We've got a flag coming in. Still fighting out there for yardage is Mr. Cadence Carnes. We'll see what the flag is here. Also pull up the official. If you go to MHSA.com, the football tab, and then you can click on brackets, it will bring up every bracket 1 through 8, all 10 divisions, I should say, the 1 through 8 for 11-man football, and the 2 divisions for 8-man football. So I'm going to go double check, make sure I've got all that stuff right. Yeah, so Gaylord and Marquette, Mount Pleasant's rolling, Bay City Western. Gaylord and Marquette are battling whoever wins that game. And Mount Pleasant did give up a tutty now to Bay City Western's 28-7. That game in the 4th quarter, and Gaylord leads Marquette 16-13. I think I'm kind of pulling for Marquette in that one, because more likely for it to be a Saturday game if that is the scenario. Chains are going to move out there on the penalty. He'll stop the clock for just a moment. First down and 10 for the Aggies at the Irish 47-yard line after they mark off the penalty. Cadence Carnes will remain the deep back. Lined up at the two wingback positions are Drew Gross and Avery Small. Another McBain score update coming for you after this play. Man in motion is Drew Gross. They're going to pitch it to Cadence Carnes in the backfield right away. Nowhere for the ball carrier to go. What a play from Walt McDonald. And I talk about continuing to give effort despite being down. That's a freshman, Walt McDonald, out there making a play. And Charlevoix goes up on McBain 21-18 in the third quarter. Big shout out to my main man Corey Clark, who's here right next to me with the score stream up, continuing to provide up-to-the-minute updates on the rest of the games in our mid-Michigan area as we have hit playoff football time. And next week, it is going to be playoff volleyball time as well. Hopefully next Wednesday we'll be seeing some action with Clare and Shepherd if Clare is able to win their pre-district opener, and still dependent on some AD approval there as well. But we'll hopefully be covering Shepherd-Clare volleyball in a district semifinal next week. Second down and 18 here after the big play from Walt McDonald. Man in motion, gets the handoff, got to turn it upfield immediately. There's Joey Andres with the play. Also coming in to clean things up was Mr. Brendan Irvin. It's not really a whole lot of room on the jet sweep there. It was Jax Latham, the freshman, on the carry. Clock continues to move, though. If you're Beal City, that is what you want to see. This score at this point doesn't really matter. The nail is already in the coffin, brought to you by our friends at Barry Funeral Home with the 42-0 score. And it still remains 13-12. Yellow Jackets with the lead over Saginaw Valley Lutheran. And I got Corey Clark providing me updates. Jeremy Woodcock providing me updates as well, too. And Saginaw Novell Lutheran Seminary now tightening up. Just 21-20 Novell with the lead. Again, the winner of that game will be here next week to take on Beal City. And so everybody should be paying attention to that one. 21 Saginaw Novell, 20 Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. And last week, Beal City beat Ithaca. Ithaca beat both of those teams earlier this year, albeit both comeback wins. They were down 30-7 versus Novell in the second half, came back to win that one with Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. It was a 42-40 overtime win. Looks like we're going to see a punt here from Connor Sienkiewicz. Back deep to receive the punt is Tegan Duffy. The clock continues to move here in quarter number 3. Their lopsided 42-0 score, Beal City in front. Fourth down and long. Good job on defense that time from Sacred Heart. Big play out there from Joey Andres. That one's going to take a nice Beal City roll all the way inside the 10-yard line. A little pump fake out there between Gary Zucker. Is that Tegan Duffy or Brody Collin over there? That actually was back deep to receive the punt. And so if you're Beals, or if you're Sacred Heart Academy, you did something not many teams have been able to do this year. You force a punt from the Beal City Aggies. Not many teams have done that this year, and so that's something you feel good about if you're Sacred Heart Academy. Again, very, very young Sacred Heart Academy team. Again, it's a young Beal City team as well. Just 6 seniors, I believe, for each squad. Shotgun look for Jackson Moore. Clock moving under 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Moore's going to hand this one off to Duffy. Duffy trying to find some room on the far side of the field. Dragging him down from his linebacker position is going to be Drake Gatrell. And that'll probably be the final play of the third quarter here. Waiting to see if the Irish try and run out to get another play here. Clock continues to move, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. That will be our final play of the third quarter. Heading to the fourth quarter, it's all Aggies all the time. A running clock up 42-0, but we will continue to update you on the other games in the Mid-Michigan area as well. It's Aggie and Irish Championship football on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with the fourth quarter after hearing from our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive and the crew right after this.
Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Big shout out to our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive and Konwinski Construction, being big partners in what we do here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Heading to the fourth quarter, it's 42-0. Beal City with the lead. It's Sacred Heart Academy football, 2nd down and 8 from their own 14-yard line. The Irish have been down big most of this game, but they have continued to fight and continued to fight out there, showing a lot of heart and a lot of courage. And the Beal City Aggies, well, they look like a defending state champion that has got a few more games left underneath their belt. Line up a wide receiver here to the near side is Joey Andres. In the backfield, Jackson Moore and Tegan Duffy. 3 wide receivers lined out to the far side, along with the big freshman tight end wide receiver Leland Martinez. Jackson Moore wants to throw it that way, throws it over to Martinez. It's a trick play. Martinez wants to go long. He's got Duffy out there. It's caught at the 50-yard line. Duffy turns it upfield at the 30. He's going to be brought down with a touchdown-saving tackle from Avery Small. But what a throw from the freshman Leland Martinez as he launches that one about 50 yards downfield. Connects with Duffy for the biggest play of the game for Sacred Heart Academy as they're in business at the Aggie 25-yard line. Our score 42-7 with 11:27 left to go in the fourth quarter. What a throw from Leland Martinez. Montebello rolling up 50-20 in the 8-man playoffs. They're one of the favorites in Division I to possibly head up to the Uperdome and win the whole darn thing. And their only loss on the year is to Portland St. Pat's, a D2 powerhouse. They will not see them again in the playoffs. 3 wide receivers split out wide to the far side for Jackson Moore. 1 here to the near side is Joey Andres. It's a throw all the way for Moore. The freshman quarterback rolling out. He's going to hit Andres. It's going to be incomplete. Nice job disconnecting Andres from the football by Avery Small on the far side. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Clock will continue to roll despite the incomplete pass because of the lopsided score. Big thank you going out. J&J Auto, Blockco Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pratum Realty, Robin Stressman Associates. Now, last throw for Martinez could possibly be our Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game. It was a really nice throw. Also had a great throw earlier in the game from Kyler Smith connecting with Drew Gross on the wheel route out of the backfield for a touchdown. 4 wide for Jackson Moore, 2 split out to each side. In motion now is the freshman Kyvan Rose. They fake it to him, they fake it to Duffy. It's run all the way for Moore. Nowhere for Moore to go. Ryan Gross in on the tackle. Also coming up out of the pile for the Aggies is Mr. Ryan Culkins. And that's what's great once you get into the playoffs here. Everybody comes up. Freshmen, JV, and everybody. Not necessarily everybody, but you get a lot of action in there. So the Jackets get the 2-point conversion as well. So they're up 21-12, and so a big 9-point lead for Ithaca at Saginaw Valley Lutheran, looking to avenge one of their 3 losses on the year. Shotgun look for Jackson Moore in the backfield. To his right with him is Tegan Duffy. 3rd down and 10 play coming up for Sacred Heart Academy. Wide receiver to the near side here is Joey Andres. Moore's got some time to throw. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He's got to run it all the way. Cuts it back. He's into the middle of the field. He's going to go. Touchdown, Jackson Moore. There are no flags on the big TD run from the freshman quarterback. You see how slippery he can be when he gets out into the open field, and it's a big-time touchdown run to get the Irish on the board, 42-6. And if they wanted to go for 2 here, they could potentially try and get this clock a knot of running, but it does look like they're going to go for 1 as Adrian Manny is running out there at the last second for the extra point. 42-6 our score. Sacred Heart Academy gets onto the board with 9:02 left to go in the fourth quarter on the sweet touchdown run from Jackson Moore. The biggest play on the drive was Jackson Moore throwing it behind him to Leland Martinez, and Martinez going down the field to Tegan Duffy
for the long, about 50-yard connection. The extra point is good. It is now 42-7. Beal City still in control, but give some credit to the Irish as they refuse to go away quietly. They get on the board here against this lauded Irish Aggie defense. Again, coming into tonight, the Aggies have given up 3 points a ball game, so the Irish putting up 7 is going to better that average. But also, Beal is just not giving up very many meaningful points this year. The most quote-unquote meaningful touchdown that Beal has given up this year was when McBain scored to make it 28-7. That's the closest anybody's been. It has been domination for Beal City here tonight. And Mount Pleasant now up 28-14 on Bay City Western. Western maybe making things a little tricky in the fourth quarter. Again, they battled earlier this year. I know talking with Bubba McClain, he said it wasn't the best night for the Oilers when they took on Bay City Western, but now it's looking really, really close here as Bay City Western trying to make something happen. We'll see if we can pull that one up on my NFHS network here. See if we can get you that update to see how close that one actually is. And here it's 42-7. All Mount Pleasant all the time. Adrian Manning set to kick this one off. Beal City, I don't know if they want to try to run all 9 minutes off the clock here. We'll see what the game plan is for head coach Brad Gross and the crew. It's going to be an onside kick coming from Sacred Heart Academy. It'll go out of bounds. Avery Smallin is ready to chase it down if it stayed inbounds for much longer. So the Beal City offense coming back out onto the field. See if Kyler Smith's back out there at quarterback, or maybe we could see a different quarterback in there as well. As I see a whole bunch of substitutions coming in, coming out. It does look like we'll have Grady Gatrell in at quarterback for the Beal City Aggies. It'll be first down and 10 for Beal City. 9:02 left to go here in quarter number 4. Looking to run away the rest of this clock. Actually, as I say that, Kyler Smith does trot back out at quarterback for Beal City. Here comes the first down and 10 play for the Aggies. Going under center is Kyler Smith. Lined up at fullback is Cadence Carnes. Clock now moving once again as the ball is set. Now changing the play is Kyler Smith. He's going to move the freshman Grady Gatrell in as a tight end now as opposed to being a wide receiver. Going to hand this one off to Jax Latham. Latham turns it upfield. He's gone! 40, 30, 20, 10. There goes the freshman Jax Latham with the 48-yard touchdown run. Little J&J Auto run to the end zone there for Latham. Looking like his older brother, Jamison Latham, except he was wearing number 7 instead of number 6. It's now 48-7, Beal City in front. What a run from Mr. Jax Latham on the tutty there. 8:35 left to go. 48-7 now our score on the touchdown run from Jax Latham. I hope his mom still not in the concession stand. She was able to see that one. Big shout out to Josh and Angie Latham being big sponsors of me here with the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, but also being big sponsors of all things Beal City. I feel like anytime I walk into a game, she is there working the concession stand to help out the Beal City Aggie community. Sienkiewicz out there for the extra point. Smith has got the hold. The kick is up and good. It is now 49-7. Beal City in front. Score update coming from Midland Dow. They went into the playoffs as one of the top-ranked teams in Division II. Their only loss on the year to the undefeated Mount Pleasant Oilers. They lead Waterford Mott 26-7. That game looked like it could be in doubt earlier, but now it looks like Midland Dow really taking charge in that one. We've got 8:35 left to go here in quarter number 4. Sacred Heart Academy is going to get it back. Just try and see if they can get anything going. They had a decent drive the last time on the long pitch and catch on the trick play from Leland Martinez to Tegan Duffy, and then Jackson Moore had a slippery touchdown run to get into the end zone. Problem is Jack Latham comes right back with a touchdown of his own for Beal City. Muskegon, Mona Shores, and Muskegon High battling it out. What a battle that is in the D3 playoffs. Two teams that you often find in the D2 playoffs. I believe Mona Shores moving down, but 33-27 is that score, and that's one of the teams that look ahead a few games, or maybe that is D2 or whatever. So me and Corey Clark maybe do a little bit more research here on our brackets as we continue to update you on the scores around the Michigan areas. This one kind of all for now. Beal City rolling as expected in this one. It is now 49-7. As I pull up that bracket, it does look like that Muskegon High, Muskegon Mona Shores is Division II, which is, good news for all Mount Pleasant fans. But if the Oilers hang on to win, which it looks like they will, Gaylord and Marquette are battling right now. They would host the winner of that game. Beal City is going to host the winner of Saginaw Novell, Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. Both of those games are still in doubt. The ones we're covering are not. Great play on the open field on the tackle from Cadence Carnes at bringing down Nico Vasquez. Yep. 49-7 our score. Clock continues to roll as the Irish come out for the offense. In high school football, once you get over 35 points, that clock is going to keep on rolling. Get a lot of substitutions in and out there defensively for each team. Nico Vasquez still in at wide receiver. Karimi still in at wide receiver the far side. Big Brendan Irvin and big Caleb Strauch in the backfield for Sacred Heart. The two senior linemen who have put in a ton of work over their years to help clear spaces for other guys. I think they're going to get the chance here to carry the football a little bit. Irvin tries to get to the outside. He's going to be brought down by Cooper Wilson. Not much of a gain there, but just really cool for him to be able to carry the football. And we got another update. 24 seconds left to go in the third quarter. A field goal is good for Ithaca after an interception from Grayson Merchant. Again, shout out to Corey Clark, Jeremy Woodcock, giving me those updates. And oh boy, it's getting tight between Saginaw Novell and Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. They are tied at 28 apiece in the third quarter. And it looks like Saginaw Novell is the home team there. Once we get a little bit of break in our action here, we'll see if we can pull that up on the NFHS network. Remaining in at fullback and running back, big Brendan Irvin, big Caleb Strauch. I love this from Coach Wheaton. He knows his team's not going to come back and win this game. Let's give some of his seniors a whole lot of fun to have. Irvin looks to get to the outside, pours forward for a couple yards. Solid carry there for Brendan Irvin. And he also had a catch earlier in this game as well, too, for the senior. And Brendan Irvin, Caleb Strauch, a couple guys I've been able to talk with through the years at Sacred Heart. They are a couple of great kids, and so really cool to see him come in and get a couple runs. Now I wonder if they're going to switch things around and have Strauch get a carry. Maybe Brendan Irvin out there as a lead blocker for him. We will see here on this 3rd down and 7 play. We've got 6:11 left to go in quarter number 4. The Aggies absolutely rolling here against Sacred Heart Academy in the opening round of the playoffs. Beal City will be back at home next week, but who will they play? Will it be Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary or Saginaw Novell? Those two diocese schools are battling over in Saginaw right now, tied at 28 apiece. Throw for Jackson Moore. Andres goes through his hands. Again, it is a slippery field out there with all the rain. That'll bring up 4th down. And situation here where if you're Coach Wheaton, you'll probably punt this one away as you're deep in your own territory, but I don't really think there's a bad decision to make here either way if you go for it. 5:27 left to go in our ball game. The Aggies with the big 49-7 lead. Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. Brought to you by Weefrich Financial. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to have to go to Drew Gross. Man, Avery Small made some good plays on defense, though. We're going to do Zaid Batchelder, ballers of the game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial, and Weber Brothers Sawmill Timbers of the game to go to Avery Small and Drew Gross for their fantastic efforts here tonight. I formation look. Moore rolling out to the near side to throw. Pressure being given. It's going to be incomplete on the play. Pressure in the backfield provided by Colin Martin. We've got a flag coming in. Very late flag coming in here. We will see what the penalty is. That flag will stop the clock for a moment. It would have been 4th down and 7. And it's going to be penalty going against Beal City, so it should give, I guess we'll see if it will be first down yardage or not. 56-20, Montebello absolutely rolling Breckenridge for the second time this year. Again, Montebello, they got a chance to go to that Uper Dome this year. They are an 8-1 powerhouse. The only team they lost to was Portland St. Pat's, who's a 9-0 D2 team. They will not see them in the playoffs. That will be a first down on the penalty for Sacred Heart Academy, but after they've marked up the yardage, the clock continues to roll here. 4:35 left to go here in quarter number 4. And now it is Irvin at fullback, Caleb Strauch at the deep back in the I formation as the two big guys look to get themselves some run. We've got a flag coming in before the play here, which will stop the clock once again. 49-7 is our score. The officials waiting to make sure they are on the same page. Couple substitutions coming in for Sacred Academy. It looks like they're going to pick up the flag there. One of those situations where if this was a close game and you wave off the flag, you might be saying, oh, hang on a minute here, refs. But in this situation, I don't really think you're thinking of a whole lot. Strauch, the deep back. He gets the handoff with Brendan Irvin as a lead blocker. Strauch is going to pour forward for maybe a yard or two off to the far side, but just really cool for the big lineman to come in here and get some carries for Sacred Heart Academy. Kind of a little bit of a tip of the cap from the coaching staff from Sacred Heart Academy for giving these guys some love to get some carries here in quarter number 4 in their final game of their high school football career. That's Caleb Strauch, Brendan Irvin, along with Tegan Duffy, Mark Karimi, Nico Vasquez, and Brody Collin. And so I do pull up the Lutheran Seminary Saginaw Novell game here, but unfortunately, the NFHS network, some of the time the things you run into, that scoreboard is not going, and so it tells me it's 0-0. We'll continue to get updates here from our main man, Corey Clark, on that one. Not a whole lot of room. A bunch of Aggies teaming up together to make the play on the far side of the field. Ryan Gross in on the play from his defensive line position, along with a host of other Aggies. It's 3rd down and 10, 3:10 left to go in our ball game, 49-7. The Aggies on top of the Irish. Said coming into tonight, it was the upstart young Irish team versus the defending state champion Beal City Aggies, and things have kind of rang true that way, as it's been an absolute powerhouse performance from the Beal City Aggies against a tough game opponent here in Sacred Heart. They are young, and maybe 2-3 years you could see this battle start to happen again every single year. Boy, how much fun would that be? The 56th time these two teams have played each other. I formation look for Sacred Heart Academy, but no big guys in the backfield this time. Looking to throw it as Jackson Moore slings it downfield. It's going to be caught on the far sideline. That's Vasquez with the catch. What a play from Nico Vasquez coming up with a football for first down yardage as the Irish move it into Beal City territory. Big-time catch there from the senior on the far side of the field. Clock continues to roll with 2:05 left to go here in quarter number 4. Get our Bills custom fabrication of the game. Weefrich Financial's Aid Batchel, their baller of the game. Weber Brothers Sawmill, timber of the game. Talk about it all a little bit more in our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. See if we get any of those final scores coming in, but this one going pretty quick with that running clock. Brendan Irvin back out there at tailback. Caleb Strauch back out there at fullback as Jackson Moore goes under center. See if the big senior tailback can get himself another carry here. He will get the handoff on the play up the middle. Breaks one tackle in the backfield, looks to bowl over another guy, stays on his feet. They can't bring him down. The ball pops loose at the last second. Landon Hatter may have came away with it, waiting to see who's got the football. I do think it's going to be first down and 10 for Beal City. Waiting on the actual signal from the official here. And it will be Aggie football with 1:03 left to go, and so maybe just one or two plays to be ran here, or just a knee for Beal City, and that will do it. 49-7 our score, and we do got another update. Saginaw Novell goes up 34-28 on Michigan Lutheran Seminary, but that game is still in the third quarter. We will be off there long before that one goes final, so check with your boy on Facebook and Instagram. When I know all of those finals, I will post them, and I will also post who will be playing who next week, and we will be back here with our defending state champion, Beal City Aggies. And Lisa Ancliffe let me know the PAT is no good from Novell, so it will remain 34-28. So if Lutheran Seminary could come down and score, they could go ahead with an extra point. But that is the final knee from Kyler Smith. What a performance from the Beal City Aggies. They win it 49-7 over rival Sacred Heart Academy, and the first time that these two teams have met on the gridiron since 2017. Give credit to the Irish. That young squad battled the entire game. But our final, Beal City 49, the Irish 7. Back with our Bird All-American Grill post-game show right after this here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We'll see if we can get some final updates coming from you. If not, we'll kind of talk about our accolades and send this one off. We'll have those updates for you on Facebook and Instagram later. Back to put a bow on this one on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years. We have all seen this sticker, maybe in Mount Pleasant, Beal City, Ithaca, or Traverse City. There is a reason you see that sticker everywhere. That's because Dick Sova Auto Sales has been selling sharp used cars and trucks for 3 generations. Stop in to see the Sova family in downtown Shepherd for your next low-mileage, immaculate car, and see why they're known for over 40 years of fantastic customer service. Or you can view their inventory now at DickSovaAutoSales.com. Dick Sova Auto Sales, selling sharp used cars and trucks and supporting sharp student athletes. Powell Frame and Collision knows we all spend a lot of time looking out the windshield. So if yours gets cracked, dented, damaged, or destroyed, Powell Frame and Collision, along with their expert collision service, now offers expert auto glass replacement. Working with insurance, they can replace all makes and all models, including new advanced driver assistance system windshields. Mention you saw this ad and you can get $100 off of your windshield replacement. Powell Frame and Collision, downtown Shepherd. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome on into our Bird All-American Grill post-game show here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Put a final bow on this one. Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. Weefrich Financial sponsor of that. Also, our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game. I'm going with the trio. I was talking about the duo, but Drew Gross ran for a touchdown, caught a touchdown in the first half, also had a sack, kind of deflected a pass in the backfield as well. Avery Small, he had a 44-yard touchdown run to open up the second half, and he also had a 50-or-so-yard punt return touchdown to open up the scoring. So I was kind of going with those two because they were both great on defense. Then I remember Kyler's been pretty darn good on defense and out there running the show from his quarterback position. And so all of our accolades tonight, the Weefrich Financials, Aid Batchelder Baller of the game. Our Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game going to Mr. Kyler Smith. Also a tip of the cap to Leland Martinez on the long throw that he had to Teagan Duffy. And our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, Drew Gross, Avery Small, Kyler Smith. That trio was absolutely fantastic tonight for the Beal City Aggies. They win it 49-7. They will play the winner of Saginaw Novell Catholic and Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. Again, last we looked, that game was back and forth. Novell went up by 6 late last that we knew. Big shout out to Corey Clark, Jeremy Woodcock, Bubba McLean, Rob Wise, and others keeping me up to date on what's going on in the Mid-Michigan area so I can pass those scores along to you. But check Facebook later tonight, early tomorrow. I will have a rundown of all of our winners, where they will be next week. And next week, I can tell you where we're going to be. We're going to be back here at Frank A. Schaefer Field as the Beal City Aggies take on the winner of Saginaw Novell Catholic and Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. Last we knew, Novell was up. Last we knew, Ithaca was up on Saginaw Valley Lutheran, looking to avenge one of their losses on the year. But our final here, 49-7, the Beal City Aggies, a winner over rival Sacred Heart Academy, and it's still 34-28 with Novell and Lutheran Seminary still up 28-14 in the fourth quarter. Was Mount Pleasant over Bay City Western. And final update was 6:40 left to go. Ithaca is up 24-12. Chris Spockman, Adam Gursky, Corey Clark signing off until next week when we could have some playoff volleyball. But next Friday, we'll be back here at Frank A. Schaefer Field for playoff football. I'll be catching up with our coaches vying for district championships as well this coming week. Chris Spockman signing off on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Aggies a winner, 49-7. Thanks for tuning in to the Bird All-American Grill postgame show. Remember, Bird Auction coming up November 9th, 1:30 p.m. Doors open, limited space. Great opportunities for you to get your bid on. And also, if you want to donate something, just go stop by the Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant or even get a hold of this guy, and I will get you connected with the Bridenstine family to get your donation in for the Bird All-American Grill Bird Auction coming up November 7th. Chris Bachman, sign off. The Aggies a winner. They're now 10-0, 49-7. They best Sacred Heart Academy. They'll play for the district championship next Friday.